Well, here in Central New York, the Orange fans, they maintain the faith. They want their Orange Syracuse Ball Club to end a 2-game losing streak. Can they do it today? The 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals are in town. We'll see. Welcome, everybody, to the American Century Investments pre-game report. We come to you from Central New York, inside the Carrier Dome. Big East football on the air. The 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals taking on the Syracuse Orange. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Sims with John Kinjemi. Glad to have you with us. And, John, we look at a Louisville ball club that has national title hopes, and those hopes are almost jolted a week ago at home against Cincinnati. It came down to the last play before Louisville prevailed.
Yeah, Grutz's pass for Cincinnati well underthrown in the end zone and broken up by Gavin Smart. That keeps their Big East title hopes alive. But, Dave, more importantly, their national championships hope alive on that last play.
They come away with the big keg of nails in that traditional rivalry with Cincinnati. The good news for Louisville, this will be the 2nd game back for Brian Brohm, their All-American quarterback.
Unquestionably the leader of this offense. As this offense goes, Brian Brohm grows, the Pontiac game-changing performer. He's back from the thumb injury against Miami, and last week had a solid performance. He made all the throws, had a season high of 324 yards and 1 touchdown. And Dave, he's as tough as they come. He stands in the pocket till the last minute. He's a tough kid, but more importantly, he makes great decisions, and I'm looking for him to have a big day against a defense that hasn't been able to stop anybody.
That's so true. Clearly the leader for the Syracuse Orange is their senior quarterback, Perry Patterson. He's been playing pretty well. Not superstar, but very well. But he's got no help. Can he get some today?
Well, he may have one in the freshman, though. The young standout, the playmaker, Mike Williams, makes a big catch early last week against West Virginia. But Perry Patterson has made all the positive plays. There he gets his own fumble and moves the chains, and then down in the red zone, wills himself into the end zone. But the big question today is, can he make enough plays to win? We'll find out.
There's Greg Robinson and his crew, and let's join the 3rd member of our broadcast crew on the sideline, Quentin Kesnick.
Dave, the anatomy of an upset for Syracuse starts with pressuring Brian Brohm. They've done a nice job this year in terms of sacks. 26 on the season, which is 3rd in the NCAA. Unfortunately, the last 2 weeks, they only have 1 sack in losses to Pitt and West Virginia. 2 guys you got to keep your eyes on today. Kelvin Smith, middle linebacker, he's a physical presence. He has 2.5 sacks. And Jameel McClain, defensive end, he leads the Big East. He's energetic, he's active at 6'1". He compares to Dwight Freeney, who played here. He is explosive off the edge. Greg Robinson hoping that pressure can lead to turnovers.
All right, Quint, thank you very much. They're ready to rock here in Syracuse right now. Let's take a look at our Taste of Tailgating, brought to you by Johnsonville Brats. It wouldn't be Big East football without Johnsonville, and the fans are already outside. They're coming in to see Louisville, the 6th-ranked team in the country, take on Syracuse.
Lance Armstrong is not a cyclist.
Local Pontiac dealer today.
Today's ESPN Plus game is brought to you by Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA, American Century Investments, Johnsonville Brats. Welcome to Heaven on a Bun. Welcome to Johnsonville. Advance Auto Parts, for the best parts, people, and prices. We're ready in advance. Allstate, are you in good hands? Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant. And by Infiniti, who use the power of design to create dynamic, beautiful automobiles. Good-looking day here at Syracuse, everybody, for Big East football. 6th-ranked Louisville paying a visit to the Orange here at the Carrier Dome. And right now, time to take a look at our American Century Investments game plan for both teams. John Kinjemi, it's all yours.
Well, I think for Louisville, they have to stay offensive and attack with Rudia and Douglas on the outside, Brohm downfield, and the running backs and O-line, they have to work as a group. And then defensively, back to basics. They have to tackle better, run to the football, and get off the field on 3rd down. For Syracuse on the other side, Dave, they've been stopping themselves with penalties and drops. Keep the momentum offensively, and then defensively stop the bleeding. 24 plays over 20 yards in the last couple of games, just 13 passes. They have to get off the field and stop the big play.
Ready for the opening kickoff. Brendan Kearney, all Big East punter from a year ago. Juwan Spillman, Trent Guy deep to receive the kick. And Kearney really got into this one. And Trent Guy will keep it right there. So Louisville will put the ball in play from its own 20-yard line. This is a dynamic offense. It's #1 in the Big East, second in the country to Hawaii. Here's a look at Kearney. Brian Brom is back in action, second game back. 6'4" junior from Trinity High School in Louisville. He's Louisville's all-time career percentage passing leader at 66.3%. Thumb injury, incurred that earlier this season against Miami. From the 20. Coming out throwing immediately. And they get it out to Mario Urrutia, the 6'6" sophomore from Fern Creek High School. Picks up 9 as we take a look at the backs and receivers. We'll see a big dose of Anthony Allen and Brock Boland. 2 sluggos in the backfield with Urrutia, Douglas, and Vaughn. Outstanding and talented receivers that can get deep. On the offensive line, Kurt Quarterman in his 31st consecutive start. Eric Wood, 19th consecutive start. Road graders, all 5 of those guys up front. Second down and 1 at the 29. Allen's the deep back. Brom, deep drop. And throws it to his talented tight end, Gary Barnett, who fumbles the ball out of bounds. Incomplete. And he would have been good enough for a first down. Tenard Jackson covering on that D line. They've been without a sack the last 2 games. They put up big numbers coming in. McLean needs to be really big today to put some pressure on Brom. A.J. Brown moves from the secondary down to the linebacker for the second straight game. Kelvin Smith is an all Big East performer. The Louisville coaches said they're going to pick on #4, Terrell Lemon. Tenard Jackson's going to have to provide a lot of help, but watch for them going after #4 Lemon. 3rd and 1. And a first down picked up by Brock Boland, the sophomore from Germantown, Ohio, averaging 7.7 yards per carry. Picks up 4 on that one. And a tackle made by Lee Williams.
Dave, that's just, man on man on 3rd and short yardage. Louisville does a great job of winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, and you'll see a lot of Boland today, the downhill runner from that fullback spot and the one-back position.
Louisville's been one of the dominating offensive teams the last few years in college football. Brom gives it to Allen, his first touch, and nice job by Syracuse. Luke Kane in on the tackle with help from Terrell Lemon. Jamel McLean there as well. Give you a perspective on what's going on here. Look at these numbers. Are you kidding me? Second in the conference and 21st nationally. And Syracuse at the bottom. There's 119 teams playing D1 football.
Yeah, it's a bit lopsided, and you're going to see that if Louisville can control the line of scrimmage, they're going to have a lot of success throwing and mixing the run in as well.
George Strickling, first touch for him. And a nice job by Syracuse. About a 2-yard gain, sets up a 3rd down and long. Lee Williams again, the junior, #55, out of Webster, New York.
They've seen a little fire out of Syracuse early in this football game defensively. They're going to have to hold up on the edge, and that means in 3rd down situations, and that's exactly what Louisville's in. 3rd and medium right now, 3rd and 6. They're going to have to hold up with Lemon on the corner and Tenard Jackson on the other side, because Brom is not afraid to push the football down the field. So it all starts up front with good protection. Remember, Jamal McLean comes in with 7 sacks on the season, but it's all depending on the edge for Syracuse. Terrell Lemon, he's going to get a lot of footballs thrown his way.
Louisville converting 50% of its 3rd down ops. Syracuse giving up 42. And you see #4, Terrell Lemon. Referee today is Gerard McGinn. And there's Lee Williams coming out of the game. Brendan Gilbo takes his place. Here we go. 3rd down and 6. Louisville at its own 36-yard line. They've got trips to the bottom of your screen. 3 receivers. Syracuse going to rush 3 down linemen and drop everybody else. Brom takes the snap. Got time. Guns it over the middle. Should have been picked off. It's broken up, but Syracuse is going to get its hands on the ball. Jamel McLean was right there. Nicely done. They dropped Jamel. They dropped him back into coverage.
Well, Dave, Quint talked about Jamel McLean in the open coming from the edge. This time he drops off and does a great job of getting over to the side, right in the vision, right in the lane of the throwing lane from Brom to his would-be receiver over the middle. Very versatile. Jamal McLean going into that linebacker position from the defensive line spot.
Bruce Williams back to get this punt from Todd Flannery. Williams runs up, makes the catch. 30, 35-yard line. punt of 37 yards, return of 9. So a good defensive stand, John, by the Syracuse Orange, who win the toss, defer. They want to get the defense on the field first, and the defense comes through. They get the job done. There's Perry Patterson, tri-captain on the ball club, senior out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 9 touchdowns, having a good year last week. 9 of 21, a $146 and a touchdown, no picks. Good starting position for the Orange.
The Orange needs some momentum early, and they get it early with the defense. Let's see if the offense can respond.
Deep back is Curtis Brinkley. Movement on that D-line. Penalty flags all over the place as Brinkley pushes his way across the 35 to about the 36-yard line.
All sides. On the defense, number 57, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Louisville, not a particularly high penalized team. 32nd penalty of the season. Let's look at Bobby Petrino. Ball club 3-0 on the road this year. They've won 5 consecutive road games dating back to last year. Syracuse quickly to the line of scrimmage with Brinkley the deep back. 1st and 5. From the 40. Blitz coming late. Patterson got rid of it. And just what we talked about the last 2 weeks, John. Perry Patterson, pass on target, not making the catch. William Gay covering against Rice Moss. Curtis Brinkley out of West Catholic in Philadelphia. They hope he can be a game breaker today. The other guys, they have to really come up big. There have been too many drops from the skill guys. Offensive line, they've had mucho problems the last 2 weeks with multiple penalties. Almost each guy has been caught with an infraction. Otten, though, is clearly the leader. He's been leading them in film session the last few weeks. An extended time, too. Good second effort. On the bounce, Brinkley for about a yard and a half. Tough yardage running left side. Gavin Smart makes the stop for the Louisville Cardinals. And on defense, Okoye and Williams, they man the middle. They generally get tremendous pressure up front. 2.5 sacks for Okoye. Lamar Miles, leading tackler. Preston Smith and Malik Jackson, outstanding athletes, blazing speed. Here's a 3rd down play for the Orange. 39% conversion rate on the season. 3rd down and 4 at the 42. Rice Moss in motion. Patterson. Delayed blitz, throws over the middle, caught by Brinkley. Got the first down. Syracuse in a Louisville territory at the 48-yard line. First down, Syracuse. Preston Smith on the carry, on the tackle, and a gain of 10.
Dave, what you love to see about Perry Patterson, his patience in the pocket. He did a great job of just eluding the pressure. Watch him shake his shoulders downfield just to get comfortable, and then he throws it. And watch the young Brinkley. He turns it up the field. He realized he needed a couple more yards for the first down. Instead of going laterally across the field, he cuts it up north and south and moves the chains for the Orange.
There's a first down play in Louisville territory. Patterson back to throw. Looking, got him. 2 men down there. Mike Williams is there and overthrows him. In talking to Brian White, the offensive coordinator for the Syracuse Orange, for you old-timers out there, it was like listening to Ingemar Johansson talk about I see something. They see some things in the pressure defense that they can exploit.
The problem here, Dave, is 2 guys are running, and there's really not a lot of separation. You can see the closeness of the routes, and Perry Patterson looked to Dante Davis first, and then he saw his freshman wideout, Mike Williams, breaking open. So I think Perry was uncomfortable who he wanted to pick out to throw the football to.
High formation here on a 2nd down and 10 at the 48. Count on a delay. Brinkley, nice run, tough little guy, 5'9", a $197. Started his career, his high school career in Roxborough High School, transferred across town in Philadelphia to West Philly High School, brought down by Brandon Cox. Now here's the thing to consider. He's a devout Muslim, and this is Ramadan, so he's fasting. He can only eat once the sun goes down. So they have to spot him work him in with his best friend DeLon Carter. They have a great relationship where they pick each other up.
We did a great job there making the extra man in the box miss. Preston Smith was that 6th or 7th guy in the line of scrimmage for the Cardinal, and he made a miss right at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 3. See the orange near the bottom of conversion on 3rd down. Timeout called by Syracuse. So they blow a timeout early here in the game with 9:20 to go. But so far so good on a drive that started back at their own 36-yard line. Perry Patterson consulting with his head coach Greg Robinson and Brian White on the right. When we return, Louisville defending against Syracuse.
Pontiac dealer today.
Well, John and Jimmy, so far so good for the Syracuse Orange here at home against 6th-ranked Louisville. Again, a drive that started back at their own 36. They're now 3rd and 3, the Louisville 41.
Well, they get some energy. First of all, defensively, they come out for Greg Robinson and do a great job. A couple plays and out. And now offensively, they're moving the football effectively. Good mix, and Perry Patterson now looking to make a play on 3rd and 3.
Coming out of the timeout, let's see what the Orange work with. Pushing forward, got the 1st down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line, gain of 7. Good, strong run. Malik Jackson, number 11, the outside linebacker, makes the stop for Louisville. 1st down, Syracuse.
Dave, Curtis Brinkley has excellent acceleration through the hole. Watch him go outside, and then once he turns his shoulders up, he's going to accelerate through that hole, and he's bringing people with him. He's carrying Malik Jackson on his shoulders. So far, Curtis Brinkley has been that spark and that add to Perry Patterson.
12 guys on the field.
Offense, number 81. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Well, Dave, this is what
12 men on the field.
Yeah, this is what we talked about in our American Century game plan. You don't want to take away your own momentum. And Syracuse offensively, they have the momentum right now, so they have to capitalize now on what they've built up to this point. Forget about the penalty. Now it's 1st and 15. Greg Robinson and Perry Patterson, they have to calm down, get back in the huddle, and just continue doing what they've done to get to this point.
Very interesting. See what happens here if Syracuse can break out on front. How about Brinkley? He ran for 7,429 yards in high school. And they've been calling on him. The up back is Stephen McDonald. Play fake. Patterson got time. Throwing. Got a break up there. Well done by John Russell, number 13, the junior from Alexander City, Alabama. Got 2 picks on the season already.
Yeah, Dave.
6'2" junior.
Good throw by Perry Patterson, but an excellent break by Russell, as you said. Inside out, just gets the hand on the football. That right hand extends and does not allow the pass completion on the edge to Neshwai.
Dante Davis in at wide out. Mike Williams, Dante Davis to the far side. 8th play of this drive for the Orange. 2nd and 15 at the Louisville 39. Short drop, run up well defense by Louisville. The fullback got blown up, Stephen McDonald. And Willie Williams and Okoye, boy, they do a good job with Preston Smith, number 6, a loss of a yard. Preston, a junior out of Sandersville, Georgia. This is what Louisville has done defensively against the run and steady improvement over the last 4 years.
Yeah, good job by the run defense, and Amobi Okoye in the middle of that defense. He's the emotional leader, number 91. You love his effort. Look for him to have a big day.
6'2", 305. All kinds of quicks. Outstanding athlete. 3rd down and long. Patterson waiting, in trouble. He's going to be taken down back at midfield. And a sack by Earl Heyman, his 1st of the year, the sophomore from Ballard High School in Louisville. A loss of 8. Peanut Whitehead in there as well. Nicely done by the Louisville Cardinal.
Little game up front by the Cardinals defensively. And the O-line for the Orange didn't have an answer. Perry Patterson trying to move the pocket, but you see the speed and the quickness of the Cardinals on defense. Those defensive linemen can run, and Earl Heyman on the edge making the sack on Perry Patterson.
Trent Guy back to receive the punt from Brandon Kearney. Straight up in the air. And he's going to bring it back. Well, that's some athletic move to get that. There's a flag coming in. It's going to be a face mask. A 33-yard punt, 2 yards on the return. The face mask is coming up against the Orange. Tackled by Nick Chestnut. Caught a touchdown pass last year for the Orange at Louisville.
Face mask on Syracuse. Number 27. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So Nick Chestnut not only makes the play, but he also gets called for the face mask penalty. Well, Perry Patterson in Syracuse had a nice-looking drive, but it was stopped by a sack by the Louisville Cardinals. When we come back, Louisville has the ball again. Zeros on the board here at the Carrier Dome. Number 6 Louisville taking on Syracuse. The Orange trying to end a 2-game losing streak. Louisville thinking national championship. Michigan, Ohio State, loser, the winner, somebody's got to win that game. Southern Cal has a brutal stretch coming up.
Yeah.
Louisville still has to play West Virginia head-to-head. Hey, you never know. First and 10 at the 21 for Brown and Company. Takes a deep drop. Hangs in, ball tipped, almost picked off. So Kelvin Smith had his hands on the ball. And that was Kelvin Smith had it.
See, that's the second time that Louisville's been very fortunate over the middle. They get a tip ball, good pressure by Tony Jenkins, the junior, but right through the arms and right through the hands of Chris Vaughn over the middle. Third time maybe a charm for the Orange.
So Chris Vaughn as the intended receiver. Toss play. Good running room there. Joe Fields makes the tackle on Anthony Allen. Anthony Allen. 6 yards a carry. Joe Fields, a former quarterback from 3 years ago, 5 yards on that pickup. Been a generous, to say the least, defense for Syracuse. My goodness, look at that.
Yeah, the last 2 games, almost 500 yards on an average. You see there, I mean, they've done a good job starting against a potent offense in this Cardinal offense. They've done a good job the first couple series.
Third down and 5. Douglas is the motion man. 4-man rush. Brom hangs, fires, throws short to the 30-yard line. That's Douglas for the first down. So Harry Douglas, a junior out of Jonesboro, Georgia, brought down by Nick Chestnut, a gain of 9. First down, Louisville.
Chestnut does a good job on the stop there. In the last 3 weeks, this Syracuse defense against Wyoming, Pittsburgh, and West Virginia,
just short of 1,500 yards.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been almost embarrassing for their defense because they're known for their toughness.
George Stripling in the backfield. Here's Brom stepping up and going down. First sack of the day by the Orange. Secondary obviously did a good job. Lee Williams was the first to get there. Loss of 9 on the play. Jamel McLean there as well. So a nice job in the secondary because Brom had a lot of time to throw, and then they finally got to him.
Well, Jamel McLean did a great job. He beat a double team on the left side of the line. There was nothing that the offensive line of the Cardinals could do to keep him out of the pocket. He did a great job, and this Syracuse defense, they lead the Big East with 27 sacks, and this Louisville offensive line has only given up 7, now 8 on the year.
Allen's in the backfield with Brom. Blitz coming. They run on the delay. Allen left side. Tripped up. Nice tackle. Who did it? It was Tenard Jackson. Tenard Jackson, number 28. He said his favorite player is Champ Bailey, the All-Pro for the Denver Broncos. And the pro scouts have reacted very favorably as we talk to the coaching staff to Tenard Jackson. They like his ability. His other hero is Anthony Smith, who was a safety last year for these Orange.
Well, he's picked 2 great players to model himself. He's a very consistent player, and this is a guy that's going to be terrific. He's going to be a terrific find for somebody at the next level.
Remember, they said they're going to go after Terrell Lemon. Let's see if they try to locate Terrell. He's on the far side, top of your screen. Brom setting up a screen. Allen's got it. Oh, what a play! What a play by Jamel McLean! He blew that up before he had a chance to go. A loss of a yard. A defensive stand by Syracuse.
Dave, the timing of this screen was thrown off. Brom was ready to throw the football well before the running back, Anthony Allen, gets off the block of Tony Jenkins. He was engaged.
Tackle.
Yeah, he was engaged with Tony Jenkins. Couldn't get off the block that let him go by, and the timing was blown up by the defensive line.
Corey Getchie, low line drive kick. Got a chance to return. Here's Williams with room. Found a second gear, got it to midfield. Hang time on that punt was only 2.9 seconds. It covered 40 yards, a return of 13. Peanut Whitehead was the tackler, but Jamel McLean, the defensive star of that stand, a D lineman. They have him playing linebacker today. And look at that perfect fourth tackle. Syracuse has the ball when we return. Welcome back, everybody. Big East football from Syracuse, New York, inside the Carrier Dome. We've seen many a snowstorm blow in from that angle. None coming to this moment that we're aware of.
We're in a good spot right now, Dave.
Hey, could it be an omen? John, you pointed it out, folks. As we were setting up for the game, John looked up at the indoor thermometer here, and it said 44 degrees in Syracuse. 44, of course, the great number, Jim Brown, who's in town here today, we're told. Could it be an omen for the Orange? DeLon Carter, first carry. Nice run, too, across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Well done by the freshman out of Copley, Ohio. Picks up 6, tackled by Malik Jackson.
Dave, really impressed with the Orange offensively and defensively so far in this football game. It looks like they've come out and they're the aggressors. They have a lot of momentum going. They have a lot of leadership on both sides, and they're attacking defensively. Well, offensively, the offensive line staying away from the penalties, and they're on the attack. Justin
Otten, we're told by Brian White, is putting in major hours, and he had the entire O-line in there with him. Paul Schauer. Oceans to the right. Here's Patterson, a little swing pass. Oh, and he got it back to himself. How about that? Takes some punishment there. William Gay with the tip. Patterson, it goes right back to him. They lose 7 on that play. So
fortunately, William Gay gets a hand on it right there because there's nobody else that can make a play. The Orange had some bodies out in front of their would-be receiver on the outside. DeLon Carter, he might have gone to the house. He had linemen out in front, but William Gay gets that right hand up there and breaks up the pass.
Syracuse goes with 2 wides to the far side. Mike Williams to the near side at the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 12 to 49 of the Orange. Patterson, long throw. Man, there, caught. White's first down, Syracuse, inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. A dart by Perry Patterson picks up 23 yards. Anthony on the tackle. That's a heck of a throw.
What a great catch as well, Dave. Rice Moss, watch him go up and attack the football. Hand catch over the middle. Tough job to do, but he does it well. The junior out of North Bethesda, Maryland. Look at that catch. The strength and the courage to go over the middle. Patterson threw a rope down the middle.
Abe Brown on the coverage. 1st and 10 at the 29. Syracuse, a little more than 2 touchdown underdog here today. Carter looking for the cutback. And Carter had the huge game against Wyoming. And the one thing that jumps out at you, watch him, he's looking for the cutback as soon as he gets to the offensive line. Louisville stayed right at home. John Russell makes the tackle. Let's go to Quint Kesnick.
Dave, I think the interesting thing when we showed up here this week, Syracuse coming off a loss to Pittsburgh and West Virginia, was how they were going to be emotionally. And, you know, Coach put his foot down and said, hey, we're ready to play. We're competitive. And you could see the work ethic from the kids that we met, Dave.
No, you're right, Quint. A lot of excitement generated by Greg Robinson. They throw short, Tommy Ferrin at the 20. Goes airborne, picks up the first down. Brought down by Bobby Buchanan, younger brother of Ray Buchanan, who played with the Raiders among other teams in the NFL. A gain of 13 for Syracuse.
And Quint, just to pick up on your point, you know, Coach Robinson said they have to worry more about themselves, and right now they're taking care of the football. Patterson to his tight end Ferrin does not get the drop. Look at the effort at the end of the play. The Orange today have come out with a purpose, and their purpose is to knock off a highly ranked team in Louisville, and they're doing a good job. They just have to cash in now that they're in the red zone.
For 17th catch, team leader. Blitz coming. They run Carter right at the blitzing area. Big yardage inside the 10. Syracuse on the move. A gain of 8 yards on that play. Call it 9. Malik Jackson And that's one of the things that Brian White said he saw, that they could exploit some of the pressure situations by Louisville.
Huge hole off the right side. Look at the down blocking by Duran, the right guard, and then tough running inside the tackles. He's a cutback runner, Carter, but that time he stays in the hole. And Dave, this red zone offense, they're third in the Big East behind West Virginia and Louisville. They know how to cash in at 85% on the year.
2nd down and 2 at the 8 as the first quarter ends. And when was the last time the Orange got this kind of ovation? First quarter in the books, and Louisville watching the Syracuse Orange threaten here as we go to the second 15 minutes. 6th-ranked team being tested here at the Carrier Dome. There's a buzz going on here at Syracuse, folks. Number 6 Louisville's in town, and Syracuse has driven the ball from its own 50 to a 2nd down and 2 at the 8 as we look at the Michelin first quarter stats. And Syracuse with the advantage right now.
Syracuse defensively has done a great job of really coming off the field and keeping that Louisville offense off the field as well. And Perry Patterson in the running game of Brinkley and Carter have done a nice job along with that offensive line.
Carter, the deep back behind McDonald. 2nd down and 2. Neshwa in motion. Give it to Carter. Good tackle in there by the middle linebacker Nate Harris. He's out of Miami, Florida, went to Dodge City Community College. Loss of 2 on the play. Turned his life around. So involved in as an observer when some friends of his committed a crime. He wound up doing time at a boot camp. Turned his life around. Cut the dreads. Took the gold teeth off.
We made a change, you know.
Sure did.
Co-defensive coordinator Kevin Woldhausen said they need more production out of Nate Harris. Well, they get it in a very timely fashion. Now it brings up a 3rd and 4.
Critical that Syracuse gets a touchdown here. Carter, the deep back, on his 3rd and 4 back at the 10. Over the middle. No, sir. Through the hands. There's a couple of receivers down there. Arthur Capalanga, number 98. He was there. Fern was in the neighborhood as well. So that's going to bring on Patrick Shadle on the season. Is 10 for 11. His only miss was from 45 yards. Week 2 here at home against Iowa. Carney to hold. This is going to be a 27-yard attempt. Shadle, a youngster out of Morgantown, made a tackle last week, in fact. Wobbly snap. Put down by Carney, booted through by Shadle. Good operation. 3-0 Syracuse. Good-looking drive by the Orange. So you can see a little excitement. They would have liked to have punched it in for a touchdown. A 9-play, 40-yard drive in 4:37.
Yeah, Syracuse gets the consolation gift, if you would, Dave. They were going in with a lot of momentum, crowd into this game. They cash in for 3. They get on the board and take the lead 3-0. But Perry Patterson and his offensive coordinator, Brian White, talking on the sidelines, would have loved to stick it in the end zone for 6.
Brian White comes over from University of Wisconsin, had a lot of success with Barry Alvarez's staff. 3 Rose Bowl appearances over there.
You know, he's talked about coaching Perry Patterson and how much fun it is and how committed he's become to, you know, to take the steps he did from last year to this year. And you have to credit Brian White for that, and also Phil Early. They've done a great job in the maturity and the decision-making and the study habits of Perry Patterson.
Well, it's amazing when you talk to the Syracuse players. They are all pretty much in awe of Patterson. Here's a guy who may be the most maligned human being in Central New York the last couple of years.
Took a beating.
And now he's got NFL people taking notice. About a yard deep. Spillman's going to bring it out. They're going to tackle from behind. Going to make sure we get the right number. That was outstanding play. A.J. Brown was there, but also the first guy was Ben Malkovich. He got in there to make the play. There's number 33, 16 yards on the return. So Brian Brom, who's a legacy guy at Syracuse, at Louisville, with his dad, brother playing at Louisville. Saw him a couple of years ago play at Miami, come in in a relief role. He's outstanding. He hurt himself a couple of weeks ago. And this was against Miami. 10-7 lead right here. 56-yard TD pass to Mario Urrutia. in the first drive of the third quarter. Watch this. He falls on his hand. Kelvin Smith covering on that incomplete. Here's Brom. And it looks like an innocuous injury, but hardly. He fell down on that thumb and it missed a couple of weeks. Hunter Cantwell did an outstanding job.
Yes, he did.
Coming in. A couple of victories, put up some good numbers, completed 64% of his passes. Allen gets the call. Tough, hard running. Good tackle inside. Kelvin Smith with help from Luke Kane making the stop for the Orange.
Well, Greg Robinson, the head coach, and has a lot to do with this defense, playing that double role of defensive coordinator. He has a saying that they want to flip the switch. Well, it's on right now defensively. They're doing a great job of flying to the football, getting a lot of people around it. And on third down now, they've got them right where they want Louisville. They've got them in a great third and long situation, 3rd and 7. Can they make another stop and get this offense off the field?
3rd and 7 at the 19. Uridia is at the bottom of the screen. Brom's got time. Pumps, throws over the middle, caught, and fumbled. Let's see. Look, it might have been recovered. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. Syracuse has held a 3 and out. Joe Fields delivers the blow to Gary Barnage, the tight end.
The quarterback turned free safety, Joe Fields, the junior out of Houston. Looks like he gets a helmet right on the football. Good pressure again on Brom as they throw him to the turf. And watch Fields get that helmet right on the football. Actually, the right shoulder jars the football loose out of Barnage's hand. The tight end, sure-handed receivers drop 2 now.
Corey gets you to punt. Not a lot of fans here in the Carrier Dome, but those who are here making a lot of noise. Get you. Gets into it. Nicely done. Williams backs up. 35. Oh, what a play! That's big time. Penalty flag. They didn't give him enough room. It looked like he timed it up just right. Latarius Thomas, a 46-yard punt. Great hang time, too. 4.5 seconds. He caught it. I thought he was okay. He caught it, and then he hit him.
Yeah, it looked like it was perfect timing, but the officials, 2 officials right there, both throw the flags on Thomas.
Kick catch and interference on Louisville. Number 30. 15-yard penalty from the spot and a foul.
Oh, I think I agree with Bobby Petrino. The young man caught the ball and made a football move. Catch. That was almost instantaneous. I think that's a football play, though. Give a lot of credit to Greg Robinson and his crew here because his ball club, losers of 2 consecutive games, is coming out with a lot of moxie today, going after the number 6 team. There's Brian White, the O coordinator. Let's go to Quint Kessler to get more on Brian.
Yeah, Dave, when we talked to him this week about Louisville's defensive philosophy, he says the philosophy is pressure, the zone blitz, and they show it 70 to 75% of the time. It's designed to create illusions and to panic. It makes you panic defensively. He says communication and recognition are extremely important in dealing with Louisville's the variety of fronts and configurations they use.
All right, Quint, thank you. We enjoyed our time with Brian on our visits up here to Syracuse. But Syracuse with 56 total yards, Louisville with 24. This is a ball club that averages 500 yards per game. Toss play, Brinkley near side. There's a football play there. Head-on collision. And William Gay was there along with Brandon Sharp, number 35. About a 3-yard pickup for Brinkley. Some tough yardage coming near side.
Well, you mentioned how tough defensively, the Orange are playing. For Greg Robinson, offensively, they're doing a great job of sticking to the plan. Brinkley and Carter have been running tough in between the tackles, taking shots down the field with Rice Moss, and they've had great field position. Their average is their own 46-yard line, Dave. So sooner or later, they're going to have to take a shot downfield, especially in a defense like this, to get a quick 6.
We pull back in the game, Tony Fiametta. Carried to Brinkley through the hole with some attitude to the 40. Boy, just a little, not the biggest guy. I mean, he put his head down, 5'9", picks up 5 yards, $197. Brought down by Peanut Whitehead. His given name is DeAntoine. Number 8, he's a 6'6" freshman out of Birmingham, Alabama. There's Brinkley. His favorite football player, Bryant Westbrook of the Philadelphia Eagles.
He's from Philadelphia. as my broadcast partner is.
Said, yo, my man, what kind of tasty cakes? Chocolate cupcakes. I said, boy, you're from Philly, just like Marvin Harrison and everybody else.
That's right.
3 for 5 on 3rd down. It's a 3rd down and 2 here at the 40 for the Orange. Brinkley remains in as the running back, picks up the blitz. Patterson throws, catch by Rice, 1st down. He takes a major lick at the 32-yard line, holds on, 1st down Orange, a gain of 9. This is not the same Syracuse team we've seen the last couple of weeks. Lamar Miles and Preston Smith make the tackle for Louisville.
Well, the tight end's clear to the field, and then trailing behind is Rice Moss, wide open. Nobody in the middle of the field on defense for Louisville to cover Moss. He's the 3rd man in because the tight ends have already vacated the area. The linebackers go out in zone coverage, wide open. Rice Moss down the middle. 2 catches today for 32 yards and a big average.
Patterson, 5 for 7, 45 for 9 for 47 yards. Patterson in a semi-roll, blitz coming, gets out contained, penalty flag, and he throws it away. It was outside the box. The pressure by Lamar Miles. And this undoubtedly will be a hold. The good news, it was a life-saving hold.
Yeah.
Better that than one of those knock your quarterback head off type of deals.
Some holds are better than others, and that was a good one.
Number 80, 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage.
One of the things I really enjoyed talking to Greg Robinson and Brian White about Perry Patterson. They said that Patterson is so enamored and almost devoted to watching every piece of video.
Yeah, the hold's on the inside.
That was a lifesaver too.
Yeah.
Patterson watching Matt Leinart, both left-handed, both run West Coast offense, and he's trying to take just about every piece of game that Leinart has, which is pretty impressive based on what Matt did Monday night against the Bears. 3 receivers, top of your screen here, on a 1st and 20 at the 41. And now they got to burn a timeout. Massive confusion, evidently. So Syracuse down to 1 timeout with plenty of time left on the clock at the 10:25 mark.
Yeah, Robinson didn't like that timeout because they just had the penalty, had plenty of time to get set and get a play called. So, you know, those timeouts are precious, and no one knows that more than the head coach.
Provide your own captions, folks. That pretty much tells your story because, again, they get the momentum. And this has been the story of what we've seen the last couple of weeks. Syracuse will do a couple, 3 nice things, and then before it'd been penalties. Now we've seen a couple of timeouts called because they haven't had the play.
Right, well, you get the penalty and the hold, and then you call the timeout. So you compound your misery, and you break up the momentum you've built in the field position that you've built offensively.
Stay with us next week, everybody. Big East Conference class. Next Saturday, the 28th, noon Eastern. Jamel McLean, the Orange. They take on Cincinnati. We'll see Dustin Groots again and the Bearcats. Big East game of the week next Saturday, noon Eastern, right here at ESPN+. Check your local listings.
And how about the Bearcats last week against Louisville? They put up a fight.
They did a very nice job. And the Bearcats are in action at home tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at home against South Florida.
That'll be a good game.
South Florida at 1-1 in the conference. Cincinnati 0-2. Cincinnati lost last week to Louisville and lost a couple of weeks prior to the Pitt Panthers. Paul Schauer is in now at fullback with Brinkley the deep back. J.J. Neshwa is the tight end, wing to the right. There's Schauer in motion. See if the timeout pays off. Late blitz. Out pattern too high. Schauer couldn't climb the ladder. So a delayed blitz may have helped disrupt some of the timing on that one. It wasn't a great throw either.
Yeah, even though Perry Patterson's 6'4", there wasn't a true throwing lane to the outside there. It looked like a lot of bodies in his vision because he did not see Mike Williams on that inside corner route. Patterson today 50% for 47 yards, but you'd like to get the football to Rice Moss. Looks like he has a hot hand, or Mike Williams, the freshman.
Mike Williams, described by Perry Patterson as a basketball player playing football. He goes up, knows how to retrieve the ball in the air. Blitz coming. Patterson flush. Oh, nice outlet. Here's Brinkley. Third. Got the 1st down. That's a savvy play. That's why the coaches have been raving about Perry Patterson. 1st down, Syracuse. William Gay on the tackle. A gain of 20.
What you like about that play is Perry Patterson, that's just a schoolyard play. That's go down to the Volvo and I'll hit you, because it's perfect. It's a great gamesmanship. You see the pressure. There's tons of pressure in the middle. Watch Patterson escape and then just throw the football outside. Just a flip at the 40-yard line. A great ad-lib by Perry Patterson and a good job by Brinkley of keeping the play alive.
All And now they're going to measure to keep this momentum going with the offense. What would you throw against Bobby Petrino's defense right now if you're Syracuse?
Well, I think what they've done is a good job of getting the ball. They've spread the football in, and they've done a nice job of mixing the run, Dave, and the pass. But I like when they bring those tight ends and they clear the middle out, and Rice Moss is that underneath, because they haven't gone a lot of man coverage, so there's a lot of holes in that zone.
Is there anything deep? Have you seen anything deep? They haven't really gone too deep yet. The one pattern down here to our left.
Moss got it, and they tried to overthrow, and they had somebody deep open.
They had Williams on a deep post. Here's Rice Moss going to Patterson's left. Delon Carter, beg your pardon. There's the deep back, 1st and 10 at the 21. There's Watt in motion. Carter got taken down from behind. There's a fine play. Malik Jackson, the backside linebacker, catches Carter in the hole on the other side. That's a very good play.
Well, that's the speed. You know, Louisville finally shows you their speed defensively of tackling the ball carrier and running him down, and Malik Jackson possesses that speed. He's 6'2", junior, 231, but he can move off the edge, and he's a tough ball player inside the tackle.
Match up at the top of your screen. Gavin Smart guarding Mike Williams. Now they bring Rice Moss over there, guarded by William Gay. It's being an intriguing call if they go that way. They do. They look that way. Blitz coming. Patterson steps. He's ready to unload. Oh, nice play. He was an option quarterback. Takes it inside. It'll be 1st and goal, Syracuse. Perry Patterson getting it done again. Zach Anderson runs him out of bounds. A gain of 16 yards.
We talked in the open, Dave, about Perry Patterson making plays and keeping plays alive. I think the Orange get away with a bit of a hold there on the edge. Corey Shavers had a handful of jersey, but you've got to credit Patterson. That little kick of the legs to elude that last ball carrier around the tackler around the 20-yard line allows him to get inside the 5 at the 3-yard line.
Number 6, Louisville reeling here. Down 3-0. Syracuse bidding for more.
Dave, I would go play action on 1st down, and you probably stand up easy in the end zone.
3 tight ends in the game. Patterson, they're going to run. Carter got it. Lost the ball! Can you believe that? John, I was going to say before that fumble, I liked your call, and I like it even more now. Oh, that is a tremendous turnover for the Louisville Cardinals. They were about to go down 10 points. An 8-play, 45-yard drive dies.
Dave, I say that because you can only play smash mouth with the number 6 team in the country for so long. You have to trick him at some point. Right there, the freshman gets airborne, and there's the forced fumble
22,
right there.
Good play.
Lamar Miles does a great job, Dave. You called it perfectly. There's the football, goes up in the air, and luckily Carter's not injured on the play, lands right on his head. But the ball goes into the pile, and Louisville comes up with a big defensive stand.
5'10", 200. Carter went airborne, lost his ticket, lost his lunch, and the football. Now the Syracuse Orange fans trying to get this defense enraged. Brom play fake, going for a big play. Douglas. And he picks up about 9. John, do you get a feeling now that Brom and the boys are going to come out and start bombing, right?
If I'm Louisville right now, I start picking up the pace of the game. I try to go maybe a little no-huddle like they did at the end of the half against Cincinnati last week and get Brom involved in the game. Get him throwing to his wideouts and get it to the outside. This defense has done a nice job today. 1 of 2. They've had a field goal and a forced fumble, but now the offense back on the field. Use Urrutia on the outside against Lemon on the corner.
Urrutia, top of your screen, 3 receivers at the bottom. They run Allen on a cutback. Allen with room. Allen slams ahead to the 25-yard line. He's close to a 1st down. Got to remember, this is a Louisville team playing without All-American Michael Bush. Broke his leg in a couple of places in the opener against Kentucky. 6'3", about 250, with a lot of giddy-up.
Yeah, and Anthony Allen does a nice job. He's more of a power runner between the tackles, doesn't have a lot of elusiveness, but will run you over, and he finishes that run. As you can see, Dave, he's not afraid to lower his shoulders and continue on downfield. Tough runner.
Allen's a freshman out of Jesuit High School in Tampa, ran for 1,151 yards and 5 scores a year ago. He's got 5 carries for 19 right now. Scott Kuhn in motion. They give it to Allen, finds a hole. Well done. That is the old Vince Lombardi. You run it up the alley. He made the cut beautifully. Made the 90-degree cut, 10 yards on the gain. That was classic.
You can see him just wiggle to the outside. He'll find the hole and then take it right up the field. A great job of stopping and then starting again in the hole. And watch him finish. Lowers the shoulder there on Dwayne Davis.
He wears the same number and runs like John Brockington. Ohio State, Green Bay Packers, one of those sledgehammer kind of runners. Here's Braun. Doesn't see backside. Didn't see him. Ball's loose. Kelvin Smith, can he pick it up? He does. Syracuse ball. Tenard Jackson forced the fumble on a backside blitz. Bobby Petrino trying to get his club, restore some order. Another emotional wave for the Syracuse Orange.
When they get him, Dave, on the backside blitz, Braun never sees him coming from the corner. He didn't have his arm going forward. A great play by Tenard Jackson. Jackson's going to come from the edge and get a clear shot on the quarterback. You see him right there. The ball goes straight up in the air. Swats it away, and Calvin Smith luckily gets on the football.
At issue, they're saying they're taking a look because they're saying maybe his arm was coming forward. I think the ball was still behind. His elbow hadn't, I don't think it quite come forward yet based on what we saw on that replay.
Let's take another look, Dave, and see if Brahm's arm
never got there all the way.
I don't know if you can say that.
I think that's a fumble.
I think it's a fumble too. Here's a better look, Dave, right here. It looks like Jackson's left arm gets right on the football right there and turns the football loose before he starts going forward. I think it's a fumble.
And I think the other thing too that's going to be interesting, that first of all, you can see the stunned look on the Louisville sideline. They're the number 6 team, thinking national championship, thinking to stay unbeaten until they had their tilt with West Virginia. With a couple of breaks, they can go to the national championship. But here, nobody expected this to be a potential stumbling block.
And you could see Coach Petrino and Brahm on the sidelines talking about that was probably his man.
Video confirms the call on the field. It was a fumble. Syracuse recovered.
Fumble indeed. So now the play call. I think what you said last time, play action. Your boy Dan Marino was the best. Play fake, throw it short.
You know, you get a lot of good touchdown opportunities on first down when you think you're going to sledgehammer it, and you come out and you play action. You get somebody in the end zone, they're wide open.
Tommy Ferrin is the tight end left side. Lane's the slot man far side with Rice Moss to the top of your screen. Neshwa tight end, tight at the bottom of your screen with Brinkley the running back. They're running. Brinkley to the edge, to the 5. Penalty flag as he's run out of bounds at the second at the 2-yard line. Second down coming up, maybe for the Orange.
Holding on the offense. Number 59.
And I think we've revisited this chapter in this book in the last 3 weeks.
At least, you know, a couple of times. That time they get Carroll Madison. It looks like he's on the edge, and he just hooks the last defender for Louisville, and so easily you get the edge that time, and now you're backed up outside the 20-yard line.
So instead of having the ball 1st and 10 at the 12, you're just joining us, a forced turnover. Louisville gives it up. Brahm on a backside blitz. There's Brinkley again, right side. Didn't get much running room over there. Abe Brown, the senior outside linebacker, number 43, making the tackle, the 6'4" Sarasota native.
And Dave, see, I just think that's a wasted play right there. Short side run. You know, move the pocket with Perry Patterson. Get him on the edge. Give him that option to run or pass the football. I just think you waste the play and you waste the scoring opportunity on first down.
Second and long coming up. 3-0 Syracuse on a Shadle field goal, 27 yards early here in the second at the 14:09 mark. A 9-play, 40-yard drive and 4:31, the only scoring today. Syracuse second time, knocking on the door. Here comes a blitz. Patterson throws, gets it to Mike Williams, breaks the tackle. Mike Williams loses the football.
He should have been down.
Has the ball, but Dave Harris recovered it.
I think they called him down, Dave.
Yes, they did. Okay, 13 yards on the game. Good job by Louisville knocking the ball free. Good aggressive tackling.
That was a good job by Perry Patterson. He wants to throw to the corner. You see him look there first, and then wide opens his freshman. He's the playmaker. He can make guys miss, and then from behind, the tackle, Nate Harris, the ball looks like it was jarred loose, but jarred loose by the ground, and the official right on the spot calling it down.
So 3rd down and 8. First catch by Williams. 3rd down and 9 at the 11. Ferrin, their top receiver at the bottom of your screen. They got to burn another timeout. It's their last one. What's going on? So that comes it with 5:36 to go here in the second quarter. So how does that happen? Recognition of what is being signaled in? How does that happen generally?
Sometimes you just have miscommunication, but that's a timeout you don't mind if you're the head coach because it's 3rd down and you got to get in. You'd rather take your time and get the right play.
3-0 Syracuse. Greg Robinson right now for his druthers, it just could be up anywhere from 10 to 17-0. Offensively, Louisville, one of the top offensive clubs. Matter of fact, #1 in the Big East, #2 in the country to Hawaii. 507 yards per game, 31 yards total to this point. Can you believe that? Bobby Petrino and his crew trying to get regrouped on the sideline. #6 in a little bit of trouble here as the Orange lead 3-0. Well, when you get scoring opportunities against the 6th-ranked ball club in the nation in your building, 6 points beats the daylights out of 3.
Yeah, at an opportunity at 3, and they have to cash in. The Orange do on this opportunity of the fumble and the pickup by Smith. And Greg Robinson, the head coach, they have to cash in the red zone. They come in 3rd in the Big East in scoring efficiency inside today, 1 of 2, and they've had great opportunities today to score 6.
1-on-1, bottom of your screen. Bryce Moss, Kevin Smart. That's the wide side. 3rd down. Patterson under pressure. Down he goes. Another sack. It was Nate Harris, the middle linebacker, coming in on the delayed blitz. Loss of 8 on the play. 2nd sack today. And Shadle is going to come on to attempt the field goal from 35 yards.
Dave, Nate Harris unblocked. He's always going at full speed. No one got a hand on him, and he came right up the middle of the Orange offense.
Shadle is 4 for 4 from this range on the season. Again, he's missed just 1 field goal here in 06. Make or miss, this is a huge victory for Louisville. Line drive, well struck, and on target. 6-0 Syracuse, but boy, they would take 14 in a heartbeat. Timeout, 4:49 to go here in the second, and a good performance thus far. The Louisville offense, however, has not been awakened, but it could be coming up next. Syracuse with a 6-0 opportunity. Couple of red zone opportunities. 3 they've been in there, and they've come away with a turnover and 2 field goals. They just soon be up 14-0. Coming up at halftime, here's a look at the Syracuse 8. 36 years ago, they got the chance that they made a stand about inequities here at Syracuse University. The protest gained national attention, and last night they got the Chancellor's Medal for extraordinary courage. And we'll have more on that coming up at halftime.
Yeah, great story.
Total yards, Syracuse a $113 and Louisville's 31. Returnable kick. Spellman will keep it about 4 yards deep. So what's your philosophy now if you're Bobby Petrino calling plays for the 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals down 6-0 with 4:43 to go here in the second quarter?
Well, the way the game's gone, they're actually in good shape. They're only down a touchdown. You kick the extra point, you go into the halftime up a point. So if you're Bobby Petrino, you stick to the plan. You tell your quarterback with all the experience, Brian Brom, hey Brian, you missed the corner blitz for the fumble, no problem. Let's get it on track right now. Let's get the guys involved on the outside and mix in a little running game to throw it more effectively.
Brom 4 for 9, 26 yards. Big hole in the ground across the 35-yard line. Colby Smith. First down, Louisville with a vengeance. And Bobby Petrino told us during the week, hey, man, we got to get a running game going. 13 yards on a pickup. Colby Smith last week, 3 carries for 4 yards. But what a breakout
Look
there.
At the offensive line, Dave, up in front. It's like a big chain wall. They're holding hands on the outside, and it's just an inside draw play. Big gaping hole that time for Colby Smith.
Silent count, too. Nice block by George Stripling, number 24. Brom, not much pressure. Good ball, you're reading. First down, Louisville. And here come the Cardinals. So 2 plays, they're already out to the 45-yard line. Terrell Lemon covering a 12-yard pickup.
Yeah, it's on right now, Dave. I think the Louisville Cardinals have had enough, and they're going to try to turn the tide and the momentum of the game just with those 2 plays. Brian Brohm did a great job. They spread everybody out. A big gaping hole at the outside for Smith. Then he gets Uridia on the outside on the matchup he wants on Lemon.
Number 1 passing team, number 1 total offense at Cardinals. Brohm with time again. Get it outside to Smith. Tenard Jackson slows him up. And then coming in to help him out. Here's Tenard Jackson.
And Tenard Jackson making the stop for Syracuse.
Brohm did a nice job
Nick
of keeping
Chestnut there, too.
Sorry, Dave. He did a good job of keeping his eyes down the field. He sees everybody drop off, and just an easy pitch and catch to the outside for Smith. Not a big game, but a good positive play.
2nd and 7. 48-yard line. McLean steps in. Backs out. 3-man front. Smith. Found a hole. Cut it back into daylight. Foot race now. Davis slows him up. Colby Smith deep into Syracuse territory inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Chestnut and Davis bring him down a gain of 35 yards. So bing, bang, and boom, and look at the Cardinals looking to tie it up and take a lead.
Colby Smith did an excellent job. It didn't look like there was any running room off the right side. You're going to see a wall of white jerseys here, but he finds a crease, and it looked like Jamal McLean, 52 for the Orange, overran the play. He was the last defender to make a play on Colby Smith. Great run and great finish by Smith.
Allen's in the game now. Brohm under center. Clock runs inside 3 minutes. 6-0 on 2 field goals by Syracuse. Right tackle move. That play of down. Bernardo Foster ahead of the count. Make that Danny Barlow. Beg your pardon, Danny Barlow. Move too soon.
Snap. False start on the offense. Number 63. 5-yard penalty.
So Danny Barlow playing at left guard. They move him in. George Bussey moves to left tackle to start today's action.
First and 15 for the Cardinals.
So 1st and long coming up for Bobby Petrino. Boy, he's made some good play calls, and the execution has been outstanding. Some good cutback running. A couple of passes by Brohm, and they're in business now. Patrick Carter in the game now, number 4. Coming up with 2.5 to go. Allen is in the backfield with Brohm. 4-man rush. Brohm hangs, fires, and completes it. Down close to a first down to Uridia. Nick Chestnut covering with help from Terrell Lemon over there, but a good throw by Brian Brohm, a gain of 14 yards.
Dave, Brohm hangs in the pocket till the last possible second. He didn't get a lot on that football because he couldn't step into it. Watch Brian stand in the pocket. He can't really step into the throw, so he just guns it out to the right side. And Mario Uridia does a great job of holding his ground and attacking the football in front of Chestnut before he can make the tackle.
A.J. Brown over there as well. 2nd and 3 at the 10. Barnage, good receiving tight end in motion. Stretch play going far side to cut back. Nothing there. Allen looked to cut it back, and Syracuse, the backside defender, stayed at home. Tenard Jackson makes the play.
No running room to the right side that time for Anthony Allen, and as you said, good play by Jackson.
Loss of 2. And a timeout called by the Louisville Cardinals, but this is a good-looking drive that started back at their own 20-yard line after the touchback.
Great job of turning the ball carrier from outside in, and Jackson was there on the tackle.
Boy, there are a lot of eyebrows being raised when they see this score around the country. Let's check in with Quint Kesnick. What do you have, Quint?
Dave, Tenard Jackson made that last play in the backfield. I talked to Mel Kiper, ESPN draft analyst, about the senior from Syracuse. He says he likes the kid. Solid build, excellent in run support. You just saw that. He's got good hips, long arms, and he likes to get his hands on you. And spending time yesterday with Tenard, he was looking forward to his matchup with Mario Uridia. That hasn't really developed, though, as Syracuse has kind of gone to a nickel, allowing him to step up and stop the run.
And Quint, as you know from our conversation with Ian Brinkley, these Syracuse guys have lost a couple of games. They've been embarrassed defensively. They're tired of this losing, flat out. So what do you call here? Bobby Petrino's had some answers here in this drive. Been very impressive, John.
They've done a nice job of spreading the football around, but they're going to come back to the tight end, I believe.
Gary Barnidge is great.
I think you spread them out again. You get Syracuse really wide in between, outside the hashes, and you try to slip that tight end right in the end zone behind.
And Barnidge beat him last year, and Barnidge caught a huge seam pattern last week against Cincinnati. Barnidge lines up tight end near left side with plenty of wide side of the field to the bottom. Carter is the flanker man on the outside. Brom over the middle, crossing pattern, and tripped up is Urrutia, taken down by A.J. Brown. But Urrutia picks up the first down. It'll be first and goal Louisville at the 3-yard line with 1:19 to go here in the second.
Dave, the scheme was right. We just picked the wrong guy. They spread everybody out. Urrutia comes from the top of the screen, almost on a delay route. He'll come down, see everybody in orange going back into the end zone. Good job by Brom of coming underneath, wide open, is Urrutia to move the chains inside the 2.
4 catches, 43 yards. That's Barnidge to the right side. Deep back, Allen gets the call on the stretch play. He is in. Touchdown, Louisville. It's tied at 6-6. Good, hard running, and at the point of attack, the blocking was outstanding. George Bussey, boy, he just road graded some folks over there. Nicely done by the Cardinals. Extra tight end, Breno Giacomini was in there, number 89. 2-yard TD run for Allen. And that gives him 4 touchdowns in his freshman year. Here's Art Carmody, Big East Special Teams Player of the Week from last week for the lead. High snap. And he's able to get it up and through. So the Louisville Cardinals respond. Syracuse had 2 opportunities to get touchdowns on the board, and wouldn't you know it, with 58 seconds to go, the Cardinals, 6th ranked this week, have a 7-6 lead.
Great job on the outside. Foster does an excellent job, and as you said, Dave, that offensive line to the right side, Giacomini does a good job here on the edge, but Foster's the first guy there, and they're pushing bodies backwards, and that's a tough run by Anthony Allen. We told you he had power between the tackles and will run you over. Watch him get squared up right about the 3-yard line and just carry would-be tacklers into the end zone.
How about they see that block by 68,
yeah.
Bussey? Oh,
big block by Bussey.
8 plays, 80 yards, and 357.
There's the other guy, Foster, on the sideline, high-fiving.
Tell you what, gonna make a comeback and run behind those guys?
Well, I mean, that's what Louisville does, though. 7-6, they go 8 plays, 80 yards. They take time off the clock, but that's when you asked me what they were going to do. I mean, they take the ball down the field, and it's no big deal because they know they can score with ease. They just didn't do it early in the football game.
They had their sense of urgency was peaked.
Yes.
on that possession. So now if you're Syracuse, you have no times out. Run a play, and Louisville has 2 timeouts, so Louisville's going to use at least 1 timeout coming up here.
I would think it depends on the kickoff where they get field position.
Syracuse playing for the onside kick, too. They got all the hands guys up front. We're in a dome and the ball fell off the tee.
Bad set.
That game for Syracuse to receive the kick.
Kareem Jones and Curtis Brinkley back. Todd Flannery going to kick it.
Flannery to kick off for Louisville.
Syracuse very wary. Hands team up front, their first 6. Well hit. Nice easy stroke. Kareem Jones will take a knee. That was impressive. Todd Flannery. Looks like your mid-game, John. Nice and easy. Bang, right down the middle.
Boy, this dome isn't wide enough for my middle game.
All right, so no timeouts remaining, 80 yards to go. Louisville's clearly going to stop the clock at least once here.
You're going to have to. Just, Patterson coming out, get the ball on the 20-yard line. I think you have to keep the pedal down. You've got Williams on the outside. Take a chance and see where you can get mid-range and throw the football.
You got a PI. You get a pass interference, and it's like Chara is the deep back. Shadle's career best is 46 yards. Here's Patterson, deep drop, in trouble. Somebody come free. There's a man here, Mike Williams. Got it! Louisville territory. Clock stops with 35 seconds to go. Ball at the 47 to beat Gavin Smart. Gain of 33 yards.
Well, Dave, this is why the game's close early in this football game going to halftime. They've been aggressive on both sides of the ball, and that time they get their wide receiver, the freshman, again, Mike Williams, and credit Perry Patterson. He had bullets coming out there. There's big time pressure up the middle by Malik Jackson. He just sidesteps it, waits for his freshman to come out of a break, and he had the presence to throw it close.
Patterson 8 of 13 for a buck 13. Takes a drop here, 4-man rush. Got time, pumped it. Throws short, ball Shower. Shower needs to try to get out of bounds, and a fine defensive play by Preston Smith, the junior, out of Washington High School in Sandersville. Clock runs with 22 seconds to go. Umpire sets the ball. They need to spike it right here. They do. Stops the clock with 15 left. So, hey, you got time here. 2nd and 5. He's got a huge arm, relatively short field. Why not?
Yeah, an incompletion would have been better. Just throw it out of bounds.
Surprised that, well, I guess that was a check down looking for Shara over the middle. He had to have been the third guy.
There was nothing available to Perry, but if he had it to do it over again, tomorrow when he watches the tape, he's just going to say, hey, throw the football away. You save about 15 seconds on the clock.
Easily. Yeah, good play. Yeah. Davis and Lane, far side, near side, Williams. Williams, guarded by William Gay. On a stunt in the middle, Patterson short drop, ball's up kind of high, right through his hands. How many drops did the coaching staff said they had last week? About
they've had them in consecutive
4 or 5
weeks.
The week before.
Yeah,
that's a good, decent throw.
Williams goes up and tries to climb the ladder to get. It would have been a tough catch, Dave, because that ball's coming with some authority. But it's one that if you make, it's a great play. The freshman's made some big plays over the last couple of weeks, and he traded them all in for that catch right there.
4th and 4. LeVar Lobdell, speed guy, number 11, will be to Patterson's extreme right. So if they go with the Big Ben play. Short drop. And let's see, did not catch. Out of bounds, incomplete. So Louisville's got 6 seconds left. They're going to take over on downs. I'll be stunned if Bobby Petrino takes a knee here. I'm thinking he's going to have Brom just load it up and throw it deep.
Another look at Lobdell trying to stay in bounds with the catch.
So Louisville, sure enough, Louisville calls a timeout here.
Yeah.
And that leaves them with 1. So 7-6 with 6 seconds to go. So Syracuse defense, tell you what, have been big play-itis. They had 3 when we were 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh. Patrick White accounted for 3 himself in the third quarter last week.
Yeah,
West
last
Virginia.
week. And they've given up the big play, and today they've done a good job. Other than that last series by the Cardinals, they've done a good job of preventing the big play down the field.
7-6 the score here at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, New York. Patrick Shadle with field goals of 27 and 35 yards for the Orange, and Allen with a 3-yard run, and that coming off a forced fumble. Actually, that was after Syracuse had converted a forced fumble. Don't forget, stay with us at halftime. Look at the Georgia Tech Clemson game. We'll preview that, look back at the Syracuse 8, and some interesting stats and highlights on the first half. Here's Jamel McLean. Normally has played as a DN. He lines up as a DN. He's played most of today as a linebacker. Luke Kane is the deep back. Brom going to hang it up. Throw it across the middle, actually. Harry Douglas. Douglas at the 32-yard line as the clock runs out. A gain of 27 yards. A.J. Brown brings him down. Well, how about the Syracuse Orange? Almost a 3-touchdown underdog against the number 6 ranked team in the nation, the Louisville Cardinals. And Louisville with a 7-6 lead. Quint Kesnick standing by with Bobby Petrino.
Coach, you're in a dogfight. What's your main message to your team at half?
Well, the first thing, we got to be able to run the ball and take care of it offensively, and no more turnovers. Defense has held us in there, come up with some big stops. It's probably going to be a battle in the fourth quarter.
On that last drive, Colby Smith provided a spark. Will we see more of him?
Yeah, I think we should. He looks fast out there.
Coach, thanks. Good luck.
Bobby Petrino, and that was a theme this week, to get the running game going, and he's exactly right. We saw that Colby Smith with big yardage today. 14 rushes for 53 yards, most of it by Smith. Halftime coming up. We check in with Mike Hall when we return to Syracuse. Good luck at the Syracuse Orange 06 ball club, being greeted by the members of the Syracuse 8 from the 1970 club, who waged a dramatic protest some years ago, who are honored this afternoon here at the Carrier Dome. Welcome back, everybody. Dave Simpson, John Kingemi. We're shocked. I'm sure you are too. Number 6 Louisville in a battle against Syracuse, 7-6, and Syracuse had its opportunities to blow this thing open. Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights of that first half.
Well, Dave, they were knocking at the door 3 times inside the red zone, only coming away with 2 field goals. But it's been the pressure early. Jamel McClain did a great job getting in the middle, tipping the ball, and then from the edge, Tony Jenkins on the game, pressuring Brian Brom, the quarterback. He's been under duress a lot this afternoon. A lot of sacks, a lot of pressures, a lot of balls tipped that could have been interceptions. One fumble forced by Tenard Jackson that was picked up by Calvin Smith gave them another opportunity to score. But late in the half, Louisville got on track. Colby Smith with a great cutback run. Watch the stutter move around the 25-yard line, gets him another 5 yards, and that allows Anthony Allen to go in, watch him turn up, and just power his way into the end zone. So it's a 7-6 halftime score, Dave, but it could have been worse early with Syracuse if they could have cashed in.
Good look at the Can-Am first half highlights. The numbers, look at that, a push in total yards, 152 to 143. Syracuse getting it done through the air at a $119. That's amazing. And 16 minutes on the time of possession. Second half, Syracuse gets the ball when we return. Big East football returns in a moment, where Louisville leads by 1 at Syracuse. Second half about to start. Tenard Jackson and the Syracuse Orange down a point to number 6 Louisville as we get ready for the second half kickoff. There's a look at Bobby Petrino. Interesting what he told Quint, as we're going to have Colby Smith look quickest. He's going to get a lot of action here in the second half. My anticipation, John, you know better than I would, but I would expect them to stretch it more with Brom throwing the ball. Yeah,
you know what? They may stretch it and take a chance, but they have to mix up the running game in just to keep Syracuse honest, but I would rely heavily on that deep pass.
There's Flannery's kick coming short. Brinkley at the 5. Looking for room. 26-yard line. Decent starting position for the Orange. 21 yards on the return. Let's check in with Quint Kesnick, who spoke with Greg Robinson.
Dave, I did. Greg was as blunt as it gets. I said, hey, what was the biggest message that you sent your team at halftime? And he just looks at me and goes, win. And that's it. He walked away. So he's clearly focused. They've obviously fought toe-to-toe with Louisville. The question is, can they get the W?
Frustration, you can understand it. 3 times in the red zone in the first half, come away with 6 points. Fumbled, turned it over on another occasion. So starting here in the second half, DeLon Carter at tailback. 3 tight ends and a motion Ferrin to the left. They run that way with Carter. Breaks 1 tackle for a moment, but a nice job in there on the tackle, coming up from the secondary to make the tackle. There was Lamar Miles, the middle linebacker, with Gavin Smart there as well.
On first down there, they have the tight ends, multiple tight ends in the football game. That kind of plays into the hands of Louisville. They're a little bit stronger, a little bit faster on the off the ball, and they really can swarm to the football.
They do a good job. 1-yard pickup from the 29. Blitz coming from the corner. Picked up momentarily. Patterson holds it too long, and down he goes. 3rd sack by Louisville today. That takes the ball back to the 25-yard line. Loss of 3 on that play.
Well, defensive secondary on that play, Dave, does a nice job. They bring pressure off the edge. Brandon Sharp, there you see him from behind. He's the first one to get to Patterson, but no one open down the field, and Sharp's able to come off that right side. And you see today 3 sacks. They come into the Big East game against Syracuse with a very high level of getting to the quarterback.
4 for 8 on 3rd downs. That's what Syracuse has done. Decent protection, but not anymore. Patterson throws it up into the 18th row. And what are we going to have? It was Peanut Whitehead, a 6'6" freshman. And he overpowered Corey Chavers.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Number 10. Ball be placed at the spot of the infraction. Loss of down. 4th down.
So Corey Chavers with a lookout block. Great penetration by Peanut Whitehead.
And Dave, the problem is if Patterson steps up, he's okay. Shavers is trying to put the pressure on the outside of Whitehead. If Patterson can step up into the pocket, he's going to run right by the quarterback in the penalty. But that time he tries to go around the tackle, and he runs right into the sack and the pressure.
There's Carney, 4 yards deep in his end zone, punting to Trent Guy, replacing Carter, who fumbled a couple of times last week for Louisville in their win at home against Cincinnati. Wobbly snap. Carney cream this one. Back to the 42. Pretty good coverage by the Orange. I'll punt of 47 yards, hang time of 4.5 with a 4-yard return. And it was Jason Tanner on the return. So Louisville's offense going to take the field for the first time here in the second half with a 1-point lead and looking for more. Mario Urrutia and the Louisville Cardinal offense with a 1-point lead right now. And they're starting their best starting position, 46-yard line, as we take a look at the Hyundai Big East leaders, and 2 of those performers in this game today.
And Dave, they've been held in check really today by the Syracuse Orange defense. They've done a nice job throughout the season, but Urrutia and Harry Douglas, those are the big play guys for the Cardinal, and look for them to have the big second half. And I think Brian Brom is going to try to get the football to those guys in the second half.
Urrutia 4 catches for 43 yards. Douglas 3 for 46 to this point. On a throw. Ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage. And good penetration in there by Chris Thorner. They'll try to get it into Mario.
Yeah, you're not supposed to get hit, Dave, on a 3-step drop, and that time Chris Thorner just takes the inside gap and blows right by the would-be blocks on the inside. Nobody there getting the inside gap, and Thorner takes advantage and really disrupts the timing on a 3-step drop. That should not happen.
Thorner did that, and then the ball was tipped by A.J. Brown. Second down here for Louisville. Bobby Petrino said we'd see a lot of Colby Smith. Nice gain there. Picks up about 8. Gets into Syracuse territory. Colby Smith, 4.5 yards per carry coming into today's game. He went for a season-high 7 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown against Temple a few weeks ago.
Good blocking on the interior line by the Cardinals' offensive line. They did a good job of establishing the line of scrimmage on that play. And Colby Smith, he's the guy that has the quickness right now in this offensive backfield. 3 rushes, 55 yards, a great average, and you'll see more of him, as you said, Dave, in this third quarter.
And here's the other thing to remember, too. Michael Bush, the All-American running back, lost for the season with a leg injury. Delayed blitz. They get it out to Strickland. Strickland's got the first down and more. Foot race down the sideline. Change of pace on Davis. Chased out of bounds. First down Louisville to the 15-yard line. Dwayne Davis saved further damage for the moment. George Stripling, a sophomore out of Jacksonville, goes for 32 yards.
Dave, Kurt Quartermain does an excellent job. He's up front. Watch the block on the edge. Perfect block on the corner right there. Great timing and a good job by George Stripling just to let his lineman get out in front of him. Then he turns on the burners, but the block was set up by Quartermain on the edge, coming from the inside out, and a good block also on Jamel McLean.
I think the password is eraser. Stripling for the cutback. Does well to get 3, maybe 4 yards. Taken down there by Dwayne Davis and Jamel McLean on the far side. There's McLean. 7 sacks on the season, number 10 in tackles in the Big East Conference. Big East sack leader, having a good year. Second in the Big East to Joe Clermont of Pitt for tackles for a loss.
And the problem with the Orange defensively right now, this is a red zone team in Louisville that knows how to finish. They're second in the red zone in the Big East at 93%.
This could be an early dagger here, but for Louisville, Brom in trouble, finds Stripling as an outlet on the side. Out in the flat area, be about a yard short of a first down. Nick Chestnut bumps him out of bounds. Nice poise in there by Brom, hanging in to his check down receiver.
Take a look at the top of the screen, just basic coverage on the outside. I thought he was going to try to go to his tight end somewhere in here, but a good job. You see wide open on the edge is George Stripling, and he does a good job, Brom, of taking what was there, not forcing the football, and see if they don't go up top here on third down.
Third down and 3. Colby Smith straight ahead. Luke Kane brings him down at about the 5. Looks like he got the first down. Had to get just between the 5 and the 6 for the first down. Looks like they got it. Luke Kane on the tackle for the Orange. Let me just go back to that block that on the screen. Was that great? I mean,
that's terrific.
Your worst nightmare is a corner.
Yeah, because half the time you don't see that lineman coming from your blind side, and Quartermain did an excellent job. And you got to credit Stripling for waiting for that block.
How many times have we seen guys not do a good job in setting up the blocks? And Stripling, sophomore, Jacksonville, does a good job. So first down for the Cardinals, first and goal. They look to extend on this lead at 7-6. See Greg Robinson, like you say, hey, watch out for the play fake throw over the top. Barnage is a great receiver, 6'6". You got Uridia, who's at 6'6".
Well, they've got the matchup they want. Uridia on Lemon to the wide side.
Now they bring Barnage to the left side as well. And they're going to run with Colby Smith. Cut back. For the flag. He's in. Touchdown. Cardinals. Colby Smith with the touchdown run. His 5th of the season, and Louisville extends the lead to 13-6.
Louisville answers coming out in the third quarter. They do a great job of mixing the run and pass. And you can see Coach Robinson on his sideline putting it on number 10, Perry Patterson, to answer for his offense when they get the ball.
And they need an answer with a touchdown, not a field goal. 7 plays, 54 yards, and 2:18 short field. Point after by Carmody is good. The timeout on the field here at the Carrier Dome. And Louisville leads by the count of 14-6. Good-looking run by Smith.
Dave, great acceleration. Colby Smith looks inside first and then immediately goes to his right side. Now it's a foot race to the pylon, and he extends just into the end zone. He outruns Luke Kane and another defender to the front of the end zone, but great recognition by Colby Smith. Nothing there inside, and he tries to go outside. He outruns Luke Kane outside, and A.J. Brown was the other Orange defender that couldn't get there in time to keep Colby out of the end zone.
Send it down to Quint Kesnick, standing by with one of the all-time great Syracuse and NFL receivers, Art Monk.
Yes, that's right. Art Monk, who went here to Syracuse. He graduated in 1980, 10 years after the Syracuse 8. Yet he had never heard of their story until last year. Now you're kind of spearheading a lot of the efforts. Art, why your involvement in their cause?
Well, I just felt a connection with them after hearing their story last year. I just felt like, you know, it was time for someone to do more than just sit and hear their story, but to do something for them because of what they stood for.
Using sports to better society. What are some of your initiatives that you've undergone?
Well, we've established an athletic award in their name, an academic award, a scholarship in their name. We have other initiatives like a youth, sports, and academic program that will help connect the city with the university with the city. We want to do some other things like a feature film. There's a book that's being written, and also a life-size memorial. It's a big dream, hopefully somewhere here on campus in their honor.
Art, it's wonderful work. Again, congratulations on your career here at Syracuse and, of course, with the Washington Redskins. Dave?
All right, Quint, thank you very much. And Quint, tell Art that he certainly belongs in a Hall of Fame. Hopefully that's going to happen sooner rather than later. That's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Penalty flag on that kick returned by Kareem Jones.
During the return, number 45, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So Monzel Axiom with the tackle. Remember the buzz that we had in the first half,
It's
John?
gone.
It is totally dissipated here in Syracuse. Syracuse is moving the ball on Louisville, doing a lot of nice things. 3 red zone opportunities. They only come up with 2 scores, both field goals. And now, to start their second possession here in the second half, they're pinned back inside their own 10.
Remember, they had great field position in the first half, and now starting out in the second half, inside their own 10-yard line.
From the 8-yard line. Patterson did well to get rid of Farron with the catch. Brought down by Abe Brown, the outside linebacker. Just joining us, the first possession of the second half. Syracuse won the toss to start the game and deferred. So they got the ball here to start the second half. And it was not fruitful at all.
No, they tried to go off the left side with Delone Carter. He stopped. And then the strip from behind, the would-be strip, and the sack by Brandon Sharp. And then the intentional grounding penalty when Patterson just under duress by Whitehead.
Brinkley gets the carry, turns the corner, and he's got the first down across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Syracuse really has got to make a couple plays, get everybody fired up again. They had tremendous excitement first couple of possessions.
Well, they played the perfect first half, really, Dave, to stay in this football game and really take the lead. They just didn't cash in on their opportunities. They were inside that red zone 3 times. They come away with 2 field goals and a fumbled opportunity around the 3-yard line by Carter. So Patterson has the weight of this Orange offense on his shoulders.
Coming up on 9 minutes ago, third quarter. From the 22, Brinkley does well to go left. Picks up about 3 yards. If you're Louisville, you would love to hold them. They want to grind it out, kill the clock in the third quarter. Hey, be my guest.
Well, it's pretty tough to move on this defense of Louisville. They haven't played up to their standards in the last 2 or 3 weeks, but they still are physical. They have a lot of experience up front, and they do a great job of running to the football for head coach Bobby Petrino. So, you know, they need some big plays, the Orange does, on offense to gain some yards, easy yards.
Louisville gives up just 84 yards on the ground. Brinkley 9 carries for 29 yards. It's only 3-2 a pop. Second and 7 at the 25. Blitz coming. Patterson, comeback, catch by Moss. Pushes forward to the 35 for a first down. Brought down by Gavin Smart. Gain of 12 on that play.
Remember, Dave, in the first half when the Orange had success offensively, they were pushing the issue. Patterson was getting back, getting through his reads, and getting rid of the football before the pressure could get there. That's what happened. Rice Moss goes on the curl route. The ball's gone in time. The line provided good blocking. You get good rhythm that way, and that's what Patterson in this offense is trying to develop in the third quarter.
3 catches, 44 yards for Rice Moss. Breathing room now at the 37, first and 10. Back to the far side against the blitz, short pass, incomplete. Gavin Smart covers against Rice Moss. Good pressure in there by Nate Harris, the middle linebacker. There's some good speed here in those linebackers. This is not a good throw.
Well, you have to credit Nate Harris. He was right in Perry Patterson's face, and Patterson didn't expect it. You're going to watch to the left side. He fakes out one defender to the inside, Earl Heyman, but all of a sudden, number 10 in white flashes, and that's actually a good throw because of the coverage on the outside. Harris provided pressure inside. Good coverage by the Cardinal corner on the outside.
Fair enough. 11 of 19. Buck 40 for Patterson. By the way, get well wishes to Mike Cassidy, the co-defensive coordinator for the Louisville Cardinals. Just got out of the hospital after a brief stay. Mike, all our best and speedy recovery. Look forward to having you back with the Cardinals. Brinkley be short of a first down by about 2 yards, brought down by Amobi Okoye. That's some serious giddy up for a guy 6'2", 305 to get downfield.
I don't want him anywhere near this press box. I can tell you that.
8 yards on the gain.
Can run, Dave. Inside here, watch the recognition and the run to the outside. Carroll Madison on an island. Not sure if he should go out in front of Okoye or behind. Great speed on the inside. He's the #1 emotional leader on this defense, and he just love your effort on the defense.
Took up football as a sophomore, knowing nothing about the game, having been born in Nigeria. Obi Okoye, third and short. Patterson, big throw and catch. Moss almost broke the tackle. Louisville territory at the 40-yard line. Bobby Buchanan under coverage, a 15-yard gain. Rice Moss having a pretty good day.
Yeah, he's having a real good day, and it's all been underneath and over the middle. Great job of the double move to the inside. Rice Moss just sets up Bobby Buchanan, the sophomore. Beats him across the face, Dave, and a perfect throw by Patterson.
4 catches for 59 yards for Rice Moss. 3 tight ends in the game. Make that 4 tight ends in the game for Syracuse. Tommy Fern. All kinds of movement here. Who's that going to go against? So just joining his first half, Syracuse had to burn 2 timeouts on offense because they couldn't get a play in, which really rankled the head coach Greg Robinson.
Offensive coordinator that time, Brian White, had the perfect play call. That time he had multiple tight ends set and they were going to play action.
prior to snap. False start on the offense. Number 59. 5-yard
It's a
penalty.
killer. You can see the exasperation on Brian
First
White's
down.
face and Greg Robinson. Carroll Madison moved. He was the one called for the infraction, and Madison's replacing Eugene Newsom, who we'd seen here 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh. He had a couple of holds and then an illegal procedure.
Yeah, you can't recover from that, especially when you're playing a quality opponent, the number 6 team in the country in Louisville. You can't beat yourself.
Syracuse averaging about 6 penalties per ball game. 2 tight ends still in there. 1, 2, actually 3 tight ends. All 4 of them are in there. See if Brian White goes back to that same play. Up the middle, Brinkley broke it. Oh, to the 39. And preventing damage, further damage is Brandon Sharp, a quick 7-yard quick hitter.
Boy, that's a tough run inside the tackles by Curtis Brinkley. Great job of getting that shoulder pad level low and just going north and south, making himself small and then hitting the hole right behind it. Great job of blocking up front. A lot of white jerseys going backwards. Look at J.J. Neswat, number 80, finish his block, the tight end. Great job offensively.
Big change in the days of yore. Not a full house here. 35,708 at the Carrier Dome. Lawson Lobdell, top of the screen. Patterson with time. Throws. Got a man down there. Intercepted. Intercepted by William Gay. Far side. 40. At the 50. Run out of bounds. At the 46-yard line. Curtis Brinkley took him down. A return of 35 yards. Third pick for William Gay this season. And for Patterson, who's turned it over again. That time only the 3rd time. He's one of the leaders in the country. But that one was critical.
Well, credit the Cardinals defensively to the wide side. Perry Patterson wanted to throw the football this way. He didn't like what he saw, and he didn't believe his backside. I don't think he believed in this throw. Didn't want to throw it, and he underthrew it to his tight end. And a good pick by William Gay playing underneath the route. I don't think Perry Patterson wanted to throw that football, and he just started to throw it and said, go ahead and see what happens. And what happens is a turnover.
If Bobby Petrino goes Bart Starr, goes short to Uridia. Uridia stretches that 6'6" frame to the 41-yard line. So Bobby Petrino coming out slinging. Brom can do it too. Good quarterback. Last year, Brom was 14 of 29, 219, 2 touches, 2 picks against the Orange in a 41-17 win.
Well, the thing you get with Brom, is his leadership. As you see, William Gay, his 3rd interception on the season, and that defense providing instant field position for Bobby Petrino and his offense. But you get that leadership from Brom back in the huddle.
2 tight ends, 2 wideouts. There's Scott Kuhn in motion. Allen gets the call. Big yardage, gaping hole right there in front of the ball. Terrell Lemon's got it. Lemon trying to turn the corner. And he's brought down at the 32-yard line. A.J. Brown forced the fumble. Maybe there's some life yet here in Syracuse. Second turnover by the Cardinals. They looked like they were heading in for minimum 3. A 7 would have made it a 21-6 lead. Terrell Lemon recovers.
Exactly what the Orange needed on defense is a big play, and Terrell Lemon comes up with that play. He was in the perfect position to pick up that football. Looked like a big run up the middle by Anthony Allen, just mowing down people, and it's stripped from behind. A great job by A.J. Brown, and then Lemon right on the spot. You see the strip right there from behind. A.J. Brown strips it, Lemon gets it. Great job by the defense. Great time for play action here too, Dave.
From the 32, 440 to go here in the 3rd. Carter's the deep back. Toss play going left side. Well defense. Beautifully defensed by Louisville. Fooled nobody. Brendan Cox, number 88, was there to make the stop for Louisville.
Dave, it looks like defensively the Cardinals are running around blocks now, and they're beating Syracuse to the punch, to the spot. They're doing a great job of using that team speed defensively.
2 yards on the carry, 2nd down and 8.
It's a number 2 defense in the Big East Conference. Lemon and Jackson, really good friends, and they keep each other motivated. Long count here by Patterson on a 2nd down and 8 at the 33. He's got time for the moment. Deep ball, man there, Moss, out of bounds. Caught it in front of Bobby Buchanan.
Patterson's pass intended for Rice Wallace.
So So the Louisville Ball Club second in defense in the Big East Conference to Rutgers. Trying to stop this Syracuse offense that has struggled for most of the year, not all the year. They're last in the conference, 107 out of 119 in Division I.
Perry Patterson has to find a way. They have to block him and give him time on third down to make a play.
LeVar Lobdell to the far side. Orange 5 of 10 on third down. They run a little stunt. Patterson hangs, throws short to Davis, and he's buried. About a 2-yard gain brought down by Abe Brown. You saw an example of the outstanding speed of the Louisville Cardinals.
Well, credit the pressure up front. Earl Heyman and Peanut Whitehead come in and really forced Perry Patterson's hand. He didn't want to throw the football underneath short of the first down, but Whitehead coming from one side and Heyman, they meet at the quarterback, forced Patterson to throw it a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Trent Guy back to receive the punt from Brendan Kearney. Outstanding defensive stand by Louisville after the turnover on the fumble. Wobbly kick. Loose ball. Guys recovered. 26-yard line. Punt of 36 yards. Wobbler down there. Jason Tanner covering for the Syracuse Orange. Been shaky back there on punts the last couple of weeks for Louisville. Turnover. Syracuse doesn't cash in. Now Louisville has the ball right back. I wonder if they have any offensive plays they're about to draw up and pass along.
They're huddling up.
I like that.
They're going to try to good mix of run and pass. I could read the lips there. You know, good. They're going to try to get outside.
See what happens. Bobby Petrino. I still feel like he wants to unleash. I don't know. I keep waiting. I just have this feeling that he's just going to turn Brom loose, but he really hasn't. Here's the All-State standings review. Ohio State and Michigan, 2 outstanding ball clubs. How about SC with 3 brutal games coming up? Texas plays Nebraska. We saw West Virginia run on Connecticut last night. Louisville, you can see why West Virginia and Louisville still very much in the national championship hunt. Believe me, they'll be rooting for USC opponents in the next 3 weeks. Douglas in motion. They run up the gut. Look at this. Colby Smith. Ooh, punishing run to the 40-yard line. He ran over A.J. Brown for 13 yards. Tell you what, he's doing a pretty good Michael Bush impersonation.
Yeah, he sure is. He looks like Michael Bush today. Great job of running to daylight. Nothing in the middle. He just takes it off the left side. And watch him finish the run right there, running over A.J. Brown. Brown makes a good tackle, but you're not going to hold him to an extra to 2 less yards. Brown gets carried for those 2.
7 carries, 76 yards for Colby Smith. Deep drop, Brom wants a big piece. Got it. First down, far side, 48-yard line. Harry Douglas on the catch, a gain of 12. Harry Douglas, good-looking receiver, 5'10" junior. Top receiver coming into today's game with 29 catches. He beat Nick Chestnut.
Dave, I think some of that rust is coming off of Brian Brom. That ball was thrown with authority to the outside to Harry Douglas, and that was on a rope. Good job of protecting the quarterback. He gets a good step and throw. Beautiful.
Douglas, 4 catches, 58 yards. First and 10. Syracuse territory at the 48-yard line. Patrick Carter, number 4, is in the game. They're going to run up the middle again. Ooh, Smith, look at that play where he pancaked the defender. That was
looked like Lee Williams.
Yeah, Lee Williams got it. Lee got caught in a bad spot here.
This is just running downhill, and he was being blocked on the edge, it looked like. He really didn't have his feet underneath him by George Bussey, and Lee Williams just, all he could do was catch that time.
2nd and 6. 44 of Syracuse. Brown changing things up. In, throws. Barnage, the tight end, got a good block on the edge. He's got the big speed, the tight end, inside the 15-yard line. First down, Louisville. Gary Barnage for 31 yards. The junior, 6'6", out of Middleburg, Florida. Nick Chestnut on the stop. There's Michael Bush. Louisville fans would love to see him.
First and 10, Cardinals.
Broke his leg in 2 places against Kentucky in the opener. The #7 rusher all time at Louisville. He may or may not come back. And whoa, something happened there. Eric Wood snapped it to Brom, who took a knee.
Looked like Syracuse made contact right on the center.
Yep.
Prior to snap, all sides, on the defense, 55. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
55, Lee Williams. A lot of things going downhill. Direct opposite of what we saw in the first 10 minutes when Syracuse won the toss, deferred, put the defense on the field, got a 3-and-out, got a short drive, and then the offense did some things, took a 3-0 lead, a 6-0 lead before Louisville answered late in the second quarter. Now Louisville knocking on the door with a minute to play. Third quarter, Colby Smith to the 5, great surge to the 2. And that's good for a first down. It'll be first and goal for Louisville. Really outstanding blocking, Nick Santiago with a touchdown-saving tackle.
In credit Bobby Petrino, he said to Quinn at halftime he was going to see a lot more of Colby Smith in the second half. He looked quicker, he looked fresher, he looked like he could get to the hole and run through the hole, and he knew his running back would be there in the third quarter, and he picked the right one.
Colby Smith has a touchdown already on the day, 5 for the season. Looking for #6 if he gets the carry here. He does. Ooh, good collision. That's a football play, but the second effort may have gotten him in. Let's see. The O-line says he's in. And he's going to be just short. That collision there was Nick Santiago. Colby Smith is a hard-nosed runner. Well, he squares up and gets leverage. Very impressive.
He was going with a big rate of speed, but there was a brick wall off the right side. Colby Smith is going to break this back, but what a hit right there in the middle. Jamal McClain stands up Colby Smith in the middle of the hole. And you said, Dave, the extra effort may have gotten him close to the goal line, but just short.
We're complete through 3. 14-6. Louisville, the 6th-ranked team in the nation, really being tested here in Syracuse. This is Big East football. And the Louisville Cardinals trying to extend the lead when we return for the start of the 4th quarter. Welcome back, everybody. 6th-ranked Louisville being tested here at Syracuse. 14-6. We check out the Advance Auto Parts upcoming schedule. For the best parts, people, and prices, we're ready in advance. Big one right around the corner.
That's it right there.
And Louisville gets to host West Virginia. West Virginia beat them in triple OT last year in Morgantown. 7th play of this drive, which started Louisville at its own 27.
Crowd trying to get back in it, Dave.
There was big emotion first quarter here. Bolin and Allen, the deep backs, behind Brom. Touchdown, barely touched. Allen walks in right side behind Kurt Quarterman and Renardo Foster for a 20-6 Louisville lead. So Allen for his 2nd touchdown today and 5th on the season.
After that big hit by Jamil McClain the play before, Anthony Allen really walks in untouched, as you said. Just too easy that time for Syracuse, and you can see Greg Robinson on the sideline. Somebody missing the wrong gap defensively, talking with Chris Thorner.
Carmody for the point after, 7-play, 73-yard drive and 3-on-1. Carmody executes the point after. 21-6 Louisville Cardinals. Short run by Allen. And they made it look easy. Outstanding blocking up front. Cardinals in charge. Big East football coming to you from Syracuse, New York. We're at the Carrier Dome. Dave Sims, John Kinjemi, Quinn Kesnick, and the Big East crew. 21-6. The #6 team in the country leading here against the Orange. All right, make that Todd Flannery about to kick off the Curtis Brinkley and Kareem Jones. Syracuse in dire straits. Has nothing to do with rock and roll either.
No.
Far side, Brinkley got the 4. Nice burst. And knocking him out of bounds, Nate Harris. with help from Anthony Allen, the outstanding running back, on kick cover. How about that? Let's take a look now at our Guinness brilliant pass of the game. And Brom with a good operation here to Gary Barnidge.
He had plenty of time in the pocket, and Barnidge goes really untouched down the sideline until he gets inside the 30-yard line. But it set up the touchdown run. Just a walk in the end zone by Anthony Allen. Just goes off right tackle. He's slowed up a little bit by McLean, but he walks into the end zone.
30-yard catch to Barnidge, set it up. Big work to do for the Orange here with 14:32 to go. Fourth quarter, deep drop. Patterson in trouble and taken down. Another sack, the fourth one today. It was Amobi Okoye with the sack for Louisville. Loss of 6 on the play.
The Cardinals been able to do a good job of pressuring the pocket and making Perry Patterson feel uncomfortable back there. In that play, Okoye just beats the left side. Both blocks. He was really double teamed on the left side, and Okoye beats both blocks to get to the quarterback, Perry Patterson.
Justin out in the center had a tough time. Patterson and company in a 2nd and 16 hole. Blitz comes. Patterson steps up, throws, and almost jumping the routes. Gavin Smart. Gavin Smart got inside position on Dante Davis to knock it away. A step quicker, he might have had 6 down the sideline.
Yeah, the freshman needs to drive back to the football. He doesn't get Perry Patterson out of the hole that he was in. If he drives back to the football and attacks it, he wouldn't let Gavin Smart go underneath the football. But Smart does a good job breaking on the ball. Good quickness on the edge. The senior out of Lakeland, Florida, and Lakeland High School. Terrific job on the edge.
Last week against Cincinnati, Smart had an easy breakup on an underthrown pass by Grutzer to end the game against Cincinnati. Over the middle, that was right in the hands of the defender and should have been intercepted by John Russell, the junior from Alexander City, Alabama.
Dave, when bad things happen in the pocket, and you haven't seen Perry Patterson play this way over the last couple of weeks, but when you're pressured in the pocket, sometimes you feel the force or the need to force the football, and you don't want to force it down the middle. And John Russell missed an interception opportunity. Good job by Rice Moss fighting the football and breaking up the would-be interception, but Perry Patterson under a lot of duress in that pocket.
Here's Kearney. Gets into it, turns over beautiful. Drives back Trent Guy, 26-yard line. Looking for the wall, found it. So far, no flags. Out of bounds at the 40-yard line, nicely done. Knocked out of bounds by Kelvin Smith, a 51-yard punt. 14 yards on the return, and time running out on Syracuse and Perry Patterson here at the Carrier Dome at Big East Football. 21-6, Louisville in charge here at Syracuse. Take a look at our Suzuki College way of life. And the guy we want to focus on today is George Bussey, O-lineman for the Louisville Cardinals. Maybe want to eat with him. He learned how to cook from his grandma. Passed up football program at Jefferson County High School to attend Western High School for the culinary arts program. Finished 3rd in the national culinary competition his senior year with a menu consisting of wild rice, rice soup, pork scallopini with capers, and a vegetable medley.
Now we're going to be down there in November, right?
My man.
Can you
coming to see you, George? Came to Louisville as a walk-on and has since earned a scholarship. Set up the screen. Brom took a big hit. Looks like he's hurt. Colby Smith to the 49. Brom gets up limping. Nick Chestnut with the tackle, but Brom took a big hit. 8 yards on that carry.
Here's George Bussey. He's the first man out on the screen pass. He gives that left-hand shiver, and then he kicks out A.J. Brown. Great job. That's like a pancake on the outside.
George Bussey is cooking, boys and girls.
Way to go, George.
Second down and a very short 2. And they give it to Bolden. That's the first down. Syracuse territory, 48-yard line.
And you mentioned on that last play that Brian Brom was getting up a little bit slow. It looks like he's moving around a little bit better outside of that Louisville huddle. You know, you worry about the knee from last year. You worry about the thumb against Miami this year, and just want to keep him up and healthy because they've got a big ball game to finish out here, and then they've got a big one on the schedule next week.
Bobby Petrino and the Cardinals trying to apply the killing blow, if you will. 21-6, just under 12 to play. Colby Smith, there's a blitz coming. It's picked up. Brom's got time. Now runs straight ahead. Not the most elegant slide, but he gets down, picks up a few, sets up a second down and about 4.
Good job of getting to the ground, Brian Brom. No one open downfield, and you have to credit the Orange defense of doing a good job of staying in coverage as Coach Petrino signals in the plays.
Said one of the great offenses and continuing a tradition. John L. Smith got it going, and now Bobby Petrino. Harry Douglas at the bottom of your screen with Urrutia. Make that Vaughn in the slot. They go to Harry Douglas. Well, he got down just in enough time to see that they were holding him up.
Calvin Smith was coming with a full head of steam.
Pays to be a smart football player. Nick Chestnut was there with help from Tony Jenkins. It does move the chains. First down, Louisville.
Well, it's got to be frustrating for Syracuse defensively. They played so well in the first half, and then Louisville really has taken over the game coming out, and there's that would-be shot by Calvin Smith in the middle. But they've taken a lot of the steam out of that defense in the second half.
Fifth play of a drive that started at the 41. Toss play. Stripling finds an alley. Breaks a tackle and finally banged out of bounds by Tenard Jackson. Ran through a tackle. Looks like Kelvin Smith had a shot at him. 13 yards on the game. George Stripling with the run, and Bobby Petrino told us they've got to get the running game going. Well, seeing it right now.
Boy, that was great patience by George Stripling on that sweep. He just really picked his way on the outside. Watch how patient he's going to go flat, and then he's going to find room onto the outside. Lets his blocking take place in front of him. Barnage does a nice job on the edge of the tight end. Then the big shot out of bounds by Tenard Jackson.
Stripling will remain the lone setback. Urrutia at the bottom of the screen. From the 25 of 1st and 10. Brom with time. Over the middle. And in and out of the hands of Barnage. Barnage at about the 17-yard line.
Well, that's the third time there's been a tip ball over the middle of the football field, and the Orange have not been able to come up with a big play.
Kelvin Smith involved there. There's Nick Chestnut, sophomore from Houston, Texas, went to Cypress Ridge High School.
Second down and 10 from the 25.
How do you rate Bobby Petrino as a play caller among the offensive coordinators you've seen?
Well, I like what he does offensively. I like what he does by formation. He makes it easy for the quarterbacks to kind of look, get a good pre-snap read and know where you want to go with the football.
They clock at 2 at 1. They get it off. Fake the reverse. Stripling up the middle. Across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Has to get to the 15 for a first down. Picks up 6. A.J. Brown in on the tackle. Again, this drive began back at the 41-yard line of Louisville. After a non-productive Syracuse possession. And 2 quarterbacks there. You see trying to shield the opposition from seeing where Bobby Petrino signaling in. Brom's going to work out of the shotgun on the 35 at the 20. They've converted 5 of 8. Blitz coming. Sideline ball. Only man that could catch it. Well done. Patrick Carter. First down, Louisville at the 10-yard line. He caught it right in front of Nick Chestnut.
Good route on the outside by Patrick Carter, the junior out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Just man-to-man coverage to the short side of the field. Nick Chestnut had him in press coverage. Cardinal get away with a hold there in the middle of the pressure, but good position of the football, low and outside. Chestnut couldn't fight through the receiver, Carter, to get to the football.
Carter, transfer from Georgia Tech. Brom, 17 of 24 for 194. Now penalty flag. It's going to be a legal procedure against the Cardinals.
Prior to snap. False start on the offense. Number 81.
Well, a little bit of good news here for Syracuse. Breno Giacomini, the former tackle, now a tight end, junior out of Malden, Massachusetts, same town that produced Tom Glavine, the New York Mets.
First and 15.
World Series starts tonight, right?
I'm going to go with the team with little momentum.
Yeah.
The Detroit Tigers. First and 15 at the 16. Brom steps up. Crossing pattern. Yes, finally intercepted. Kelvin Smith looking for running room. And he's taken down at the 15. Luke Kane with a nice block. Brom was under some pressure. Gave it up. And Kelvin Smith on the third bobble. Third turnover by the Cardinals. You saw Brom getting an earful from his head coach.
Well, this ball was thrown late. You never want to throw it up for grabs over the middle. Catch it once, catch it twice. The third time was the charm for Calvin Smith. They've made some errors over the middle of the football field. This is about the fourth time they've thrown it up for grabs in a tip ball, and finally someone in a blue jersey comes down with it.
Luke Kane with the pressure on Brom, forcing that turnover.
I think Coach Petrino's getting his point across over on that Cardinal sideline.
Open with a run, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That's curious. I know they don't have great field position at the 15. I'm not the only one thinking that here at the Carrier Dome, as Miles, talking to his brother Jeff there.
Yeah, because I don't think
quarterback.
I don't think he heard enough from the first time, Dave.
Yeah, the coach. It really hurts when your brother's chewing your ear.
He said, "Come on, bro. He just got on me."
Jeff was outstanding. He played at Denver.
Yeah.
With the Broncos as the third quarterback behind Elway and Kubiak when Greg Robinson was out there. Pretty good protection. Let's see if he gets rid of it. Mike Williams. Hey, now that's a big-time hit by Abe Brown. Mike Williams. Hey, Perry, lead me a little bit next time.
That was a great job by Mike Williams just to hang on, because Abe Brown had him in his sights. The ball goes there, and Abe Brown outside in just lowers that right shoulder and takes Mike Williams off the turf in the Carrier Dome. Big-time shot by the senior out of Sarasota.
That was a 2:43 Express here at Syracuse. Wow. Track 9. Third and long. Boy, that's a heck of a catch. Tommy Ferrin. Close to a first down. Looks like they got it. Caught it in between Harris and Miles. Patterson gunned it in there.
Well, you called it, Dave. That was a great catch over the middle. Not a big window to fit the football into either.
Tell you what, where's the sense of urgency? Down 21-16 with 7:12 to go.
If you're the Orange, you feel like you got to pick it up a little bit. You may have to go no huddle here pretty soon because the possessions are running out.
First down play from the 25. Four-man rush. There's his. Oh, he's got to catch that. Oh, that's a good throw. 42-yard line on the money.
And Mike knows it. He knows it. He just pointed to himself. He said, "Perry, that's on me, buddy. I got to have that one." Looked like it hit him right in stride. It's a good route to the outside. Good break to the inside. Explodes through it just a little bit high. But you're going to get hit anyway. Brandon Sharp is going to hit you one way or another. You might as well catch the football. And you know that's what Mike's saying to himself on the outside. And the drops today continue for the Orange.
About on average what we've seen the last 2 weeks. Ferrin again. Tommy's reliable, but he's not going to break the game for you. He's going to catch it off shorter over the middle, moves the chains. Time is of the essence with 6:45 to go. Lamar Miles with the tackle for Louisville.
Well, you've got to stick it in the end zone here in the next minute or two. So you've got to take a couple chances down the field. That's great to hit your tight end over the middle, but you got to come up with a good situation here in 3rd and 5.
Big play here. Clock at 6:26 and running. Patterson 17 of 30 at 181. Nobody home there. Running for his life. Oh, that's a heck of a play. Leverage play by Malik Jackson at 6'2", 231. He brings down Patterson at 6'4", 240.
And now you might have to go for it on 4th down. You're in a situation here where the game's on the line. You might not get the ball back with 5:58 and counting. So head coach Greg Robinson looks like he may go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely. 4th and 2. 33-yard line. Williams and Moss. Wide outs with Davis in the slot. Four-man rush. Delayed blitz. Picked up. Patterson throws downfield. He's got Farron at the 50. 45. Gets a block. Inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. No flags. First down, Syracuse. Brought down by William Gay. A gain of 31 yards. Nicely done by Perry Patterson. Our cool under pressure moment brought to you by Peak Long Life Antifreeze. We told you coming in that the young man has been very, very poised, and he gets help on this play.
Well, he's been making big plays all season for this Orange offense, and none bigger than that fourth down conversion. Touchdown
Looming here. They need it desperately with 5:15 to go. Fourth quarter. Going for it. Williams is there. He's got a step. Touchdown! Touchdown to Mike Williams! Patterson dropped in a beauty right over William Gay into the hands of Mike Williams. 21-12 at 5:09 to go in the fourth. That was gorgeous.
Looked like there's some confusion whether they want to go for 2 or 1. It looks like they're going to kick the extra point.
8 plays, 85 yards, and 353. Greg Williams checked the chart in terms of 2-point conversions. 13, that'll make it an 8-point game. Way for the tie home. Nice job by Carney on a snap that almost went through his hands. The snapper, Ian Hammond. Good operation. 5:09 to go. Life here at the Carrier Dome. Williams from Patterson, and it's 21-13, number 6 Louisville here at the Cuse. Mike Williams just caught his 3rd TD pass of the season. Perry Patterson's 10th check for 6 on the season. It was a beauty.
It was a great throw and a better catch. Watch Mike Williams on the outside. Watch him stack the defensive back. See, he's even with him right here, but he's going to get in front of him and now stack the defensive back. Perfect throw and a better route on the outside by the freshman.
Stripling lets the ball get by him. Can they pin him down? They do inside the 10-yard line. Louisville was playing for the short game. Carney with a lovely kick mishandled by Stripling. And Dante Harad brings him down at about the 7-yard line. 5:01 to go in an 8-point game. A stunner to this point. Number 6, Louisville in trouble once again. When it looked like they had a chance to put it away. Today's ESPN Plus game has been brought to you by Hyundai, with quality that lets them offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. Liberty Mutual, vote for the 2006 Liberty Mutual Coach of the Year. Responsibility, what's your policy? Can-Am, formerly Bombardier ATV. I Can-Am, can you? Peak Long Life Antifreeze, formulated with an advanced organic technology to protect any engine of any make, any model, anytime. Esurance.com, instant online car insurance. And by Suzuki Automotive, it's gonna be a great ride. There's a pulse here at Syracuse right now with 4:57 to go, fourth quarter. Louisville pinned back at its own 7-yard line, leading by 8. Crowd of 35,708 coming to full roar. They give it to Kobe Smith, pushes ahead across the 10 to the 11. Picks up 4. Nice surge by the Cardinals. Nick Chestnut and A.J. Brown making the stop.
Looked like Jamel McLean Dave may be hurt on the play.
McLean has played a nice game today, playing some D-end and some linebacker. Greg Robinson's so fired up, he's all the way out on the field with Tim Cross, the D-line coach. This is the same kind of energy that the Orange had here in the building in the first series. And they're desperate for a win.
Well, they came out aggressive, and they came out offensively, pushing the issue. Defensively, they got off the field in a hurry. And Jamel McLean had a lot to do with that. He was pressuring the pocket early.
Jamel going to be able to come off under his own power. Look at Greg Robinson. You talk about being involved. Here's what happened. Looked like he probably got rolled up on,
it looked
right?
like his leg
there
got
it is
caught.
right there. Oh, you see it coming. Oh, good. Looks like he took a shot a little before that. So the fans are in it. A big 2nd down and 5 at the 12. Harry Douglas, bottom of the screen. He motions towards a formation. They give it to him. Harry Douglas trying to turn the corner. Got the first down. Nice block on the far side by Mario Urrutia. Dwayne Davis on the tackle. A 7-yard pickup. Number 7, Urrutia. Good job to hold the edge there. Terrell Emmett.
Well, that's just sure speed to the outside. Harry Douglas, it's a foot race to the first down marker, and he just beats Dwayne Davis to the edge. But as you said, Dave, Urrutia did an excellent job blocking on the cornerback, Terrell Emmett, on the outside.
They have not gone deep ball to Urrutia today. It's got to be one coming at some point. Ball got tipped. Nice catch. Douglas, 29-yard line, picks up about 8. So Harry Douglas out of Jonesboro, Georgia, a 5'11" junior, and a timeout called by Syracuse. Well done there with only 3:40 to go, down 8. Tenard Jackson on the coverage for the Orange.
Yeah, the Orange, unlike the first half, they have their timeouts in the second half, and they put one there to good use. Good job by Coach Robinson using that timeout there. Now they start again and try to get that defense in a huddle and get a good plan to get them on and off the field. But a great catch by Harry Douglas.
Big picture in the conference. We bring you a look at the standings, brought to you by esurance.com, instant online insurance. How about those Mountaineers? Rich Rodriguez and the boys last night with a solid, actually, a very solid win last night. They outmatched Connecticut.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do on the road in a cold environment, bad weather game.
How do you think they feel looking at this game and what Louisville has been able to do and not do today?
Well, I think they feel pretty good regardless. I think they have a lot of confidence in their young quarterback and their young running back, Slayton. Patrick White's just been,
brilliant.
Wonderful. He's done a wonderful job running the football, throwing the football, and their defense is gelling at the right time. I think they're running to the football. They've got guys in the right spot. Jeff Castile does a good job with that defensive unit, so I think they feel good about themselves.
Your boys, the Pitt Panthers, a large game at 5:45 on ESPN2 today against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Greg Schiano's got his boys going.
Louisville on a 2nd and short at the 29. Orange in motion. Stretch play, big run by Colby Smith, picks up the first down. A.J. Brown, ninth in to make the tackle. Now, if you're Syracuse, you got to start tackling, holding people up, stripping the ball.
Yeah.
What Urlacher did Monday night to Edgerrin James was remarkable. That's the kind of play they need right here.
Yeah, you got to come up with a turnover. You got to tackle the football because you know that Louisville is going to milk this clock down, and an experienced quarterback, the junior Brian Brom, is going to snap it with about 2 or 1 seconds left on that play clock.
3:19 to go. Of course, you're referring to Monday Night Football. Bears over the Cardinals. 11 carries for 97 yards and a touchdown for Smith. Toss play coming near side with blockers. He found room. First down, Louisville to the almost the first down. Beg your pardon, I was a little ahead of myself as he got across the 40-yard line, maybe a half a yard shy. Tenard Jackson with the tackle. Big East football, everybody, at the top of the hour from Syracuse, New York. We're at the Carrier Dome. Not a big crowd, but an enthusiastic one nonetheless. Along with John Kingemi and Quint Kesnick, I'm Dave Sims, as the Syracuse Orange trying to pull off a big upset of the 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals, and they need a stop or a turnover right now. 2:30 and counting. Keep it on the ground. Here's Smith. Big collision with Tenard Jackson. He's got the first down. And he got the first down to the 44-yard line. Jackson and Kane with the play as Louisville has wedged it out from its own 7-yard line. And, John, this goes back to the beginning of the game when Syracuse had 3 red zone opportunities, turned it over twice, and came away with only 6 points.
Yeah, only 6 points, and they fumble on the 2-yard line, and that gave the Louisville Cardinals some confidence to move the football offensively. They capitalized before halftime, and now they push it out to a 21-13 lead. Hey, credit George Bussey on that last play, the offensive tackle. Great job providing some blocking up front.
Tight end Kuhn in motion. Continue to play some sluggo football here with Smith up the middle as Greg Robinson burns another timeout. He's got 1 remaining. Kelvin Smith makes the tackle for the Syracuse Orange. 1:57 to go.
Well, Greg Robinson's done everything in his power to keep his football team in this game. They've tried to strip the football. They've come over with some turnovers, but not enough, Dave, early in this football game, as we talked about. They didn't cash in offensively, and then defensively, that third quarter was all Louisville.
Coaching staff, the players, they are absolutely going to be sick at the opportunities. It wasn't like they played. I mean, they had their moments where they had some bad plays, but they had a lot of good moments that they could have and did not build on. And that's going to be terrible to deal with this coming week. 1:57 to go. This drive started with 5:01 to go. And Louisville has done an outstanding job to get it out here to midfield. As we take a look at our game-changing performance, brought to you by Pontiac. Well, Allen, this after the Gary Barnage 30-yard reception, an easy 2-yard run. Allen scored a couple of touchdowns on the day. The first one's a 3-yarder. That one a 2-yarder. And there's a look at the freshman from Tampa, 3-year starter at running back and middle linebacker back at Jesuit High School. Went for 8 rushes, 25 yards, and a touchdown last week against Cincinnati. And today, 10 for 45 with 2 touchdowns.
Well, he was powerful inside the tackles for Bobby Petrino's offense today. And when Colby Smith and George Stripling were on the sidelines, Anthony Allen carried the mail.
Bolin and Smith in the eye. Second and 8 at the 45. Smith finds a crease. Great balance. And that, folks, may have put the capper on it right there to the 31-yard line. A nice run of 24 yards by Colby Smith. Finally brought down by Jamil McLean. And the rattle of car keys being heard here at the Carrier Dome.
Yeah, there was a spin move by Colby Smith and a spin move here by some of the fans going to the exit because they feel like that was their last chance. What a move off the left side. Colby Smith breaks the line of scrimmage. Now watch the spin move. The would-be tackle, they don't even get a hand on him. And he carries Tenard Jackson and a couple others close to the 30-yard line. Terrific move through the hole and through the line of scrimmage from Colby Smith.
Smitty, 15 for $134 and a touchdown, average of 8.9 a touch. And the offensive line, Kurt Quarterman pulled on that. He opened up a big space. Everybody did. Bussey, Barlow, Wood, Quarterman, and Foster, the O-line for the Louisville Cardinals.
So let's credit the Orange. I mean, they've done a great job today coming out and bringing the game to Louisville. They did it at the beginning of this football game, offensively and defensively. They just didn't have enough to pad that lead in the beginning. They only stretched the lead to 6-0, where it could have been 10 or 14-0 early. It would have put the Cardinals in a little bit difficult situation in that first quarter.
Well, you go back to one play where Carter, they get inside the 3-yard line. Carter gets airborne, loses the ball, and that turned out to be a killer because that was 6 more. That maybe another 7. This could be a 21-20.
Yeah, no need to get airborne. You know, first and goal from the 3.
Well, those are going to be plays that people will be stewing on for the next few days. We'll see Syracuse again next week at Cincinnati. And you'll see Cincinnati tomorrow night on TV. They take on the South Florida Bulls. And that game will be in the Queen City of Cincinnati. Rushing numbers for Louisville, 14 for 53 in the first half, 21 for $139 in the second. And adding to that right here, there he goes, 10-5 touchdown, Colby Smith. Game over.
Colby Smith, 31-yard touchdown run.
31 yards. Explosive running. Marvelous blocking by the offensive line. And the 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals put a humongous exclamation point on this game.
Explosive back-to-back plays by Colby Smith put this game away and put it on ice. So head coach Bobby Petrino can take a sip of that water and that Gatorade on the sidelines and feel a little bit better, give him a good hug from the head coach, and get on that plane back to Louisville.
2 touchdowns for Colby Smith. 9 plays, 93 yards, and 326. With Carmody banging through the extra point.
Cardinals lead 28-13.
31-yard run by Smith, left side, and it was just a gaping hole. Look at this.
Just all speed to the left side. No one touches Colby Smith, the Liberty Mutual play of the game. Smitty just goes off the left side. Great block in the backfield by Taylor, 47.
How about Bussey, too, 68? Wow.
Not only can Bussey cook, he can block as well.
Man.
Great job at the point of attack.
That kid's going to get a job either with Emerald or some of the great chefs, or certainly in the NFL. My goodness. George Bussey, 6'4", 298, a sophomore, former walk-on. And Bobby Petrino, they moved him into the starting lineup at left tackle today. And he has been a wonder.
And Bobby Petrino feels good about the win, but I know he's going to have a lot of coaching points tomorrow watching that film, trying to prove his point. They didn't start the way they wanted to, but they finished the way they wanted to.
Said they wanted to get the run game. That was high on the priority list. And in the second half, he had that 31-yarder to what Smitty. That gives him 170 in the second half alone on 22 carries. Whew. That's an attention getter. 1:43 to go. They squib it down the middle. And one of the fullbacks is going to take it across the 44-yard line. It's Tony Fiametta. 13 yards on the return.
Wow, look at those numbers, Dave.
I think the running game is back. Number 2 to Rutgers in the Big East starting today. 8th in the country.
Here's what you alluded to in the second half. 22 carries, 170 yards. Look at that average compared to the first half. And credit Syracuse. They did a good job in the first half defensively of shutting down the Cardinals on offense.
Bobby Petrino was working among Smith, Stripling, and Allen, and he's found a couple keepers. Throwing it short to Brinkley. Nice move to get free. Oh, he got punished, didn't he? Coming back.
Adrian Grady.
Adrian Grady got him. 6'2", 292 from the cold Georgia. Back from a broken ankle in the Kentucky game. So Cardinals are happy to have him back. 12 yards on the pickup. Get it out to Rice Moss. He'll step out of bounds in front of William Gay. So next week, we'll see Syracuse at Cincinnati. And on November 2, the big one that we've been waiting for, West Virginia at Louisville. Make sure you check your local listings. We'll see McLean in the orange. We'll see Cincinnati's quarterback Dustin Grutza. They were game last week at Louisville. Next Saturday at noon Eastern, right here from ESPN+. Patterson throws to Tom Ferrin. And that's a pickup of 11 yards with the clock running with 71 seconds to go. But Greg Robinson still looking for his first Big East win. Patterson, boy, he's strong. And look out. Oh! Getting no support at all. Patterson trying to get up. 5th sack today. That was Amobi Okoye.
I don't know how he got out of the first 2 would-be sack attempts, but he did get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He spiked the ball here to stop the clock with 47 seconds left to go.
Timeouts were burned a few minutes ago. So as we look ahead here in the Big East, Pittsburgh, Rutgers later on this afternoon. Next Sunday, Rutgers host Connecticut. Then on the 9th, they take on Louisville. South Florida may still be a team to be concerned about. They have Cincinnati Saturday, November 4th. They have Pittsburgh. We'll probably, I think we are there. Finish up with Syracuse, Louisville, and West Virginia.
Yeah, things starting to shake out in the Big East Conference.
It's Davis in motion with 47 seconds to go, 3rd and 12. Patterson throws to Mike Williams. And he gets out of bounds. Chased out of bounds by the middle linebacker, Nate Harris.
Well, you have to be impressed with the freshman wide receiver, Mike Williams. The last couple of weeks, he's had 3 catches in consecutive weeks, I believe, and another big catch for the touchdown today from Patterson.
And you can see how much they miss Taj Smith. He was a game breaker, 6'1" junior out of Newark. Had been their top receiver before he broke a collarbone against Miami of Ohio.
Just not enough offensively. They've got some good people, just not over the top.
No game breakers. Patterson surveying. Gets it to Ferrin, inside the 10 to about the 8. Close to a first down, brought down by William Gay. Final 32 seconds, Preston Smith there as well. So this drive started back at the 38-yard line. Patterson. Long time before he got it off. Look out. Down he goes. 6th sack today. Brandon Sharp got him with help from John Russell.
Brandon Sharp, he's been in that offensive backfield a lot today for this Louisville defense.
Loss of 8. Want to thank our statman Russ Delin joining us again, and first-timer, new member of the team, Rich Gainers, our spotter today.
Way to go, guys.
Great help and
great job.
Another tough one for the Orange. They'll get off another play. 6 seconds to go. Things have certainly changed in Syracuse when you're talking about football. Talk about where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? Where have you gone, Donovan McNabb? Play clock at 4. Patterson gets it off. As he throw it in the end zone and throws short. Throws the end zone with a man there. Penalty flag. And I'm going to say there's a penalty flag, and that catch evidently was out of bounds, out of the end zone. Dante Davis. Dante Davis making the catch. Ooh, if things hadn't gone badly enough today for Syracuse, now a pass interference. And that'll end the game with zeros on the clock. You can end it with an offensive penalty. You can't end it with a defensive penalty, so that's going to wrap it up.
Pass interference on the offense. Number 32. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Repeat, 3rd down. 1 on time down.
1 on time down, and this one will be officially over. Brian White was right. They did see something. They did exploit some things early in this game, but came away with only 6 points.
Yeah,
they could have come away
with
with
chances.
It could have come away with as many as 21 points. Here's an untimed down here. Final play of the game. 3rd and goal from the 31. Patterson in trouble. Boy, does a heck of a job to stay alive. Ball up in the air. Jump ball. Incomplete. Ball game is done. Final. 6th-ranked Louisville remains unbeaten. 28-13 over Syracuse. The Orange have lost 3 consecutive games. And they had their opportunities, and they put a scare into the Louisville Cardinals early on, but could not seal the deal. 28-13 the Cardinals, and now they'll rest up, gear up, fire up for the West Virginia Mountaineers coming down to Louisville. And that's coming up on November 2. And Quint Kesnick standing by with Bobby Petrino.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, 7-6 at halftime. What was the turning point in that ball game?
Well, we came out in the second half and executed well. We take 2 turnovers away, and we're playing the type that we want to play. But we can't turn the ball over going in, and we can't have that fumble. But I really like the way our offense responded, and our defense played well the whole game.
I talked to Elvis Dumerville this week. He said you're always after perfection. This wasn't perfect, though.
No, it wasn't perfect. There's no question about it. Very hard fought win, but you got to have wins like that, and now we got 2 of them back-to-back, but we'll get better.
You got 11 days to prepare for maybe the biggest game you've seen in Louisville in your tenure there. What's the focus of your preparation?
Oh, we're just going to have fun. We're going to get ready for them, have a great preparation, make sure we work hard on our offense, being able to control the ball, and 2 great players that we have to tackle.
Thanks. Good luck next week, Coach.
All right, Quint, thank you, and thank you, Coach Petrino. If you're a Big East fan, heck, if you're a football fan, you can't wait. November 2, West Virginia on the road at Louisville. Our final here today, the 6th-ranked Cardinals come away with a 15-point win at Syracuse by the final of 28-13. We're back with more right after this. Boy, there's some good support there. The Louisville Cardinal football team paying homage to the fans who came here to Syracuse to see a 28-13 win. And if you're a fan of good, tough, hard-nosed running, Colby Smith put on a show today, just shy of 200 yards. And he was a guy that, boy, once he found the crease, he was up, in, and through, and got in the end zone a couple of times today. One from 3 yards and another from 31 yards out. And Quint Kesnick standing by right now with Colby Smith.
Thank you, Dave. Today, Colby, not in the starting lineup. Anthony Allen gets to start. But you deliver, though. You come off the bench and you provide such a great spark. How did you do it?
Well, I just know that for the past 2 games or 3 games that I haven't been running like myself. So Coach just sat me down and said, this is the Kobe we want to see. He made a tape of me since I've been here, how I ran the ball then, and he just wanted me to get back to the old way. So I watched the tape every day, just talk to myself, I need to get back to the old Kobe, and that's what I did today.
What is the old Kobe?
Just hitting the hole hard and not hesitating, thinking too much, or not just hitting the hole no matter what happens. Stick with that first instinct and go with it.
You guys got the running game going there in the third quarter. What was the feeling like in the huddle while you guys were starting to grind out good yardage?
It was just time for the offense to take over. We want to put up more points on the board, but a win is a win. And, we just, like our quote for us is run to win, and that's what we want to do.
You got 12 days, and you got a big one coming your way at Papa John's Stadium. Your feelings in terms of getting ready for probably the biggest game of the season?
We just need everybody to go hard. That's when all 3 phases of the football team and the scouts that go against the practice against, just to go hard and make sure we come out ready for the game.
Colby, great job, great speed today. Dave, back to you. He had 2 TDs.
Sure enough, he was outstanding, and he is absolutely right. He found the hole, he got through the hole, and did it with a real good attitude. Colby Smith and the Cardinals win it 28-13. Back with more right after this.
Reason number 12 why you should own a ThermoSpa's hot tub. They require no attachment to your home's plumbing. Simply fill it with a garden hose and plug it in. ThermoSpa's unique thermofiltration system is complete.